Hello. I think I'm a bit low. That's better. You can see me now. Oh, I need to grab me. Crochet. You have to bear with me a minute while I grab my crochet. There we go. I'm on the last sleeve now. On the last bit. Hi Nathan. I'm on the last sleeve now. I've done the back, 2 fronts and 1 sleeve, so I'm on the last sleeve now. Then I've got the edging to do, and I've got like a frilly bit at the bottom to do. But to call it sort of more or less done now. Well, that's what I'm trying to convince myself, it's more or less done, yeah. So, yeah, I'm okay. I've got a runny eye, but apart from that, I'm all right. Hi, Jill. Have you all enjoyed today? Has it been lovely? It's been nice today, but we had company that my son's friends, and they were in the garden. So I was going to make a video, and of course I didn't because we had company, and I feel a bit self-conscious twittering away to myself into a camera when there's other people around, yeah. So I didn't do a video. Maybe I'll do one tomorrow, yeah. Yeah, I'm doing fantastic. My eyes are running, but they're not bad, yeah. And the weather's been gorgeous, yes, but I haven't been out in it. As I just explained, my son and daughter-in-law had company, and they were all sitting in the garden, so I mean, there was nothing to stop me going and sitting in the garden with them, but I just thought I'd let them talk, amongst themselves, how you do. It's like if I had friends round, I don't think I'd want them coming into the garden. Not that I'd be saying anything wrong, but, it's nice to have private chats, isn't it? So I didn't get my video made. I was going to do a video because I've sorted out some more yarn out of the shed. Ice yarn, people in the UK. Ice yarn. So, yeah. Oh, you got the wool. Oh, great. I'm glad you liked it, Amanda. I had one parcel the last time I sent things out go adrift. And ever since then, I've had my fingers crossed when I've posted things. I mean, I post them all like track and trace and stuff, but, you never know, do you? So I'm glad you like it, yeah. Glad you like it. I'm going to put some more ice yarn on. Hi, Katie. It's sort of like a little bit lumpy booklet type of yarn that I'm going to be putting on. It's all in a bag ready. I was going to do a video, like I say, doing a show and tell, saying, hey, look at this, yeah. Oh, good evening, my crochet. Do you know, I always forget your name. I'm very, very sorry. Hi, Amelia. Hi, Amanda. Yeah, well, I have too much yarn, and much as I love my ice yarn, I've just got to be realistic that I have far too much, that I will ever use. And I don't want it to go, in landfill or something, which my son would probably do with it if anything happened to me. So I'm just going to let other people have the benefit of getting some yarn at bargain prices. Hi, Sina. Because I'm selling it at a lot less than what I paid for it. Hi, June. So, if people don't snap it up, they're very, very silly. Because if it was me and I was buying eyeshine, I'd be snapping it up, believe me, trust me. Not having to pay import duty and postage and all that jazz if you order it from Ice Yarns yourself. I've done all that. I've done it for you. So what I'm selling it to you for is a lot less than what I paid for it. But hey ho, has to be done, doesn't it? So yeah, it's some very pretty yarn I'm selling. Very pretty, very nice. Don't like to part with it, but come on, Janet. No, got to get rid of some of it, yeah. So my shed is sort of looking a little bit tidier. It's still got way too much crammed in it. Yeah. Now, if I could find a way to sell the crochet, everybody's been really, really complimentary about my crochet. Everybody said how lovely it is and how wonderful it is. I just need to find the right outlet for it. You know, after my disappointment with that shop, she really deflated my ego, that lady did. You know, oh, it's all far too expensive. You'll never get that for it. And I'd reduced it all for her. She was getting it at cost price, near enough, at what it cost me for the yarn. I was putting nothing on for me time and me effort. And she's telling me it's too expensive. What did she want? Free. If she'd have sold anything, she was making 25%. So, you know, flipping heck. She was making more than I was, yeah. You finished a rib crochet cardigan. Bye bye, your daughter was shopping from your free boutique of mum. Sadly, none of my family wear or like any of my crochet. They just don't. So it's not like I can say to any of my family, do you want this? Do you want that? They just don't want it. I'm just not, you know, whatever. Maybe I have the wrong family. Maybe I should have a more appreciative family. You know, ones that would say, oh, yes, your crochet's lovely. Like, what you made now. You know, I put it online and it was going, oh, lovely. Oh, it's gorgeous. Oh, it's wonderful. And my family go, what you making now? Ooh, is it fashionable? Ooh. Yeah, precisely. Never mind. I will be ever hopeful, ever cheerful. Oh, thank you, my crochet. Do you know, it means such a lot when people say your things are lovely. It really does mean a lot, especially if you're going through a period where you're going through, you know, why am I doing it? Why am I crocheting? What's the point? You know, when you're doing that sort of thing, it's so nice when people, well, cheer you on. You know, when people say, yes, your stuff is lovely. Yes, it is nice. You know, when you've had negative comment, you know. And yet I've got lovely feedback from people who have bought from me, you know, saying, you know, your crocheting is worth far more, your crocheting is lovely and all that. And I'm like, oh, thank you, thank you. It means so much. It really does, you know. It sort of buoys you up to keep on going, you know. Whereas when you get negative comments like that woman at the shop, you're thinking, what am I bothering for? I might as well just throw me wool out the window, you know. But like most people, I crochet for the sake of my sanity, really. I relax when I crochet. You know, the worries of the day just seem to float away because you're just concentrating on doing repetitive things, and it eases your brain from whatever's going on in your life, doesn't it? I don't know whether you feel the same. It could be your knitting, it could be anything. It could be jigsaws, it could be, you know, cross stitch, it could be anything. But I think as long as you're doing something, it takes your mind off what's going on in your life, you know. Not that my life is particularly rubbish at the moment, it's not. But it still takes your mind off it, yeah. Oh, she was a little bit rude, yeah. I took great delight in telling her I was selling to the US. I would never wish ill upon anybody, but she's not in the right place. She's not in the on the beaten track where if you go to one end of the street, like in Cleveland, it was thronging. Tourists, there was I couldn't get down the street with my scooter. It was like I was going dead slow. Yeah. Can't go on the road because it's a one way and I'm going that way and it's a one way. And even though I've got a mobility scooter, I've still got to adhere to the road, you know, the rules of the road. So it was thronging with people. But when you went across the traffic lights and onto the side where she is, it's like nobody there, you know. So I'm like, I hope you're in the wrong place. I don't wish ill on anybody, but I'm like, you're in the wrong place. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've not had any, my husband left of his own free will and I let him. But I can understand if you've lost someone dear to you, how it does help. Yeah. I know we have another lady that comes on usually who lost her husband, and she does find crafting does help her. Yeah. As I say, I've never had that misfortune. I mean, I've lost my parents, obviously, at my time of life. I wouldn't have parents alive, would I? But, you know, it does help. It does help. When I had all the stress of moving and the stress of having to get rid of so much of my belongings because they wouldn't fit, in this bungalow. And it was like parting with dear old friends, even my furniture, part of my furniture used to be my parents' furniture. And I loved it dearly. And having to get rid of it and nobody wanted it and having to sell it for peanuts. And I loved it so much, but it just wouldn't fit in the bungalow, yeah. And, oh, you love my elephants. Yeah, I've got a thing about elephants. If you saw my video, was it yesterday? I had my elephant necklace on, a wooden elephant, yeah. Yeah, I love my elephants, yeah. They've all been gifted. Every one of them's been a gift, yeah. I wish I had them with the... It's supposed to be more lucky if you have the trunks up, not the trunks down. But having said that, I'm grateful. I have got them with... I've got a set of 3 that my son and daughter-in-law bought me that have the trunks up, yeah. I love elephants, yeah. I love them. And I got this one from a friend. A friend bought me this one not that long ago. I think it was last year. She brought me this one. Yeah, I just get drawn to elephants. Yeah. I mean, I've seen gorgeous, gorgeous ones, for the garden ornaments, but the price, you could go away for a fortnight with the price of an elephant. Yeah. So, oh, thank you. I look grumbless. Must be the light, Lily. Must be the light, yeah. Yeah, I just love elephants. As I say, I've seen them at garden centres, the big elephants that you put in the garden. But I just don't have a spare whatever. We saw a beautiful owl. He was only about this big, but he was gorgeous. £219. So he stayed in the garden centre, yeah. And I fell in love with a tiger at another garden centre. But he was £2,000. £1,000. I could have gone on a cruise for that. Of course, we've all got a spare 2,000 tucked away in our sock drawer, don't we? You're lucky if you've got 2 pence tucked away in your sock drawer these days, aren't you? But still, we have to keep optimistic that things are going to look up and things are going to get better. Yeah. We cannot stay in a financial crisis forever, although they are predicting that next year is going to be just as bad as this. You, Mum, used to have a key ring and a figurine, yeah. Yeah, I had on yesterday. It's like a wooden necklace with an elephant on it, yeah. I had a beautiful black elephant with all little like jewels on it. But I had it in my front room at the other house and it was very, very sunny. And I don't know what it was made out of, but it all cracked and all the little jewel bits fell off it. I was heartbroken. I couldn't really keep it because it was like, and when I mean cracked, it just cracked. It must have been made of some kind of clay or something. And all these little jewels were like pressed into it. And it was a lovely thing, but sadly, it bit the dust, yeah. I've got another elephant that's, yeah, hang on, I'll show you. I've got one with the trunk up, a black one. This was one of the first ones that my son bought me. He asked me what I wanted, and I said I'd seen it in the shop. And he said, "Really?" He said, "Do you want that for your Christmas presents?" And I went, "Yes, I do, thank you." So that's my elephant with its trunk up. It's really, really heavy. It's made out of wood. And it was in one of these crafty shops in Bury. And it did cost quite a bit. And he said, "Do you really want that for Christmas?" And I went, "Yes, I do." So he did. He bought it me. So I love it. uh, oh, go away, elephant. Yeah, these elephants I've got a set of 3 of. There's a daddy, mummy, and baby. Yeah, I've got another little elephant somewhere. Um, I've got another 2, 3, 4. Oh, I can't show you more. I've got another 3 or 4 over there, but they're only diddy ones. Ah, Jo has an elephant collection, does she? They should face east. I don't know. I always thought it was face the door. I don't know whether it was face the door or face the window. Hi, Connie. Hi, evening. Oh, it's like the old adage, is it? Does a horseshoe go up or down? I've done my horseshoe up because I always thought that if you hang the horseshoe down, it means the luck's going to leave you, you know. I mean, you Google these things and everything you Google tells you something different. You know, do you hang it upside, you know, do you have the elephant pointing towards the window? Do you have it pointing towards the door? Mine are all pointing towards the door for some reason or another. That's the way I have them facing. I mean, so far, they've not brought me really bad luck, you know. They could do with bringing me a little bit more good luck, but we won't go into that. At least they're not bringing me bad luck. Yeah. Yours faces the door, does it, Amelia? Yeah. So it's sort of like the jury's out, isn't it? Whether people say they face this way, they face that way. So mine face the door. My daughter-in-law will dust sometimes, and she turns around and I turn them on back again. She always thinks I'm being awkward, but I don't like them when they don't face the door. Yeah. Still. So if anybody wants to buy me a present, elephant. Oh, hello, Rosie. Hello, sweetheart. Oh, you wait. Will you see my Rosie? She's been groomed. And it's like, whose dog is this? She's sat on the sofa. I can't show you. I've got a picture of my Instagram and Facebook. She's been groomed and all her wild hair's gone. She's smooth. And I keep looking at her thinking, who's that? Which dog's that? It's not my dog, yeah. You were trying to spell. I can't spell either. I use that autocorrect or whatever it is on my computer most of the time, yeah. But sometimes I'm trying to spell something that Google, you know, whatever it is, doesn't recognise. Spell check doesn't recognise. And it tries to tell me something completely weird. So I finish up having to spell it wrong because I don't know. I mean, time was we used to look it up in a dictionary, but who's got one of those these days? I used to always complain when I was a little kiddie saying, but Mum, you've got to know how to spell it to find it in the dictionary. Which you do, really, don't you? You know, if you don't get it right, you can't find it, can you? Oh, yeah. I've got about another 5 or 6, but they're only little ones over there under the telly. You can't see them, can you? But there's another collection under the telly. But they're only diddy ones, yeah. I love my elephants. I really do, yeah. I've got a picture. Look on the wall. Can you see my elephant? I bet you can't, can you? It's a bit dark. I'll show you again when the light's on. That's a great big elephant on the wall. It's done in 5 different pictures. I got that for Christmas from my family. I got rid of my dictionary. You know, I got rid of a load of books when I was moving, and the dictionary was one that went. I used to have a dictionary. Rosie's gone. She comes down here and sits on my sofa. I think it's quieter because my family tend to be a little bit on the deaf side and they put the telly up very loud. You can probably hear it in the background. And Rosie likes a bit of peace and quiet, yeah. Oh, you're a secretary. Oh, take a letter, Miss Cena. They used to say that to me when I wore my glasses, yeah. Take a letter, Miss Smith. 38 years of being a secretary. Not to the same boss, surely. I'm sure you've had a few different ones in your life. You know, can you imagine having the same boss for 38 years? Manny, I had the same boss, didn't I? My mum and dad had the same boss for years. Probably about 30 odd years, yeah. Oh, it's an agency, yeah. I was about, well, in actual fact, I was 13 when I started working in the shop, not as a paid assistant, just helping out when mum was making tea and stuff like that. Because we lived behind the shop, and if we wanted, you know, we didn't have a mega staff at the time when we first got the shops. So I used to have to go, when I came home from work, I used to have to go and do the shopping, you know, buy what she needed for the tea. And then I had to look after the shop, any customers that came in while she was making the tea, you know, putting the tea on. So I started work about 13, actually. So I was with until, I can't do maths. I'd be about 55, I think, when I sold the last shop. So I worked for them a long time. I did have the same boss for a long time. Oh, a government agent. Oh, I used to work for the government as well. I used to work for them in the, you know, Department of Works and Pensions. I used to work on the job centre bit, you know, the bits where you're trying to persuade people who don't want to work that they do need to find a job, otherwise they can't have any benefits. And they really don't like you, you know, for that. Yeah. They take an offence, you know, that you're trying to make them find a job. Oh, it's like you're trying to make them walk the plank or drink poison, you know. That's the way they used to view it, really, yeah. Oh, you've got time to crochet? Oh, gosh. Do you know, I never crocheted or wore anything crocheted when I worked at the Department of Works and Pensions because I worked with a catty lot of females, you know. I wore a crochet waistcoat one day, and one of them said, "Oh, is that your grandma's tablecloth or is it a doily?" So I didn't wear it again. Hi, Julie. Although the one who said that to me when she was expecting a baby, she said, "Would you make me a um, would you make me a blanket?" I didn't. I said, "No." I said, "You don't want a doily on your baby, do you?" It's nice. Look, it's got like little pleats, you know, what pleaty fabric. It's very old. Yeah, very old. Yeah, but I like the lacy bit. Look at that. Nice, isn't it? I don't care if it's old. Vintage, let's just say vintage. I used to have a dress made in this sort of pleaty fabric years ago, yeah. Oh, yeah, she was full of a nerve. I always remember her. She was called Tara. When we used to call her Tara behind her back. You're talking about Tara, are you? Hiya, Chris. Nice to see you this week. You were missed last week. We all missed you. You almost missed it again. slappy handy. Slappy handy. Everybody last week was saying, "Where's Chris? Where's Chris?" So it's nice to be missed. It would be terrible if nobody missed you, wouldn't it? You know, if you didn't come on for a couple of weeks and nobody said, "Where's Chris?" Oh dear. Oh, you got off work early, Anglesey. Did you sneak off or did they let you off? Did you just tiptoe out through the back door when they weren't looking? I know sometimes I used to have to work Saturdays, and sometimes if we weren't very busy, my mum used to let me go home early, and it was like being let out of jail. Saturday afternoon off. Didn't know what to do with myself. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Chris. Yeah. Oh, 42 years I worked with my mum, did I? Oh, I deserve a medal for that. Dearie me, if you've never worked with your parents, I tell you, it is so hard to keep your lip buttoned. Believe me. You know, it's like they're parenting you. Even when you're grown, they're still parenting you. You know, they talk to you like you're 12, you know. Oh, thank you, Anglesey. Yeah. Yeah, you never grow up in your parents' eyes. Well, I don't know whether your parents treat you like that, but you're always their little girl, aren't you? And they always think they can tell you off, you know, and you can't answer them back, can you? You know, you can't say, well, that's wrong, mum. You know, that's not right. You can't do that, mum. It's like, what? You dare to say that to me? So I used to go off in the corner and mutter. You know, or when they weren't in the shop, I'd be having a bitch like to one of the people I work with. When it got really bad, I used to say, I'm just going to the shop. Do you want anything? Why don't you go outside? Because, you know, you could feel blood pressure. And you know, surprisingly, I had low blood pressure when I worked with parents. I used to keep blacking out because I had low blood pressure. And now I've got high. I don't know how that works out, yeah. Deep breaths wasn't the word, I tell you. Gosh, it's noisy with the door open and I can't shut it now because Rosie's on the sofa. She gets a bit panicky if I shut her in. You can probably hear the telly from down. You can probably hear the telly in America. They have it quite loud, yeah. I love this necklace, but it's kind of like choking me a bit. It's a bit, but it's nice. It fills in the gap. We were talking the other day, you know, the ladies that go to the knit club are all of a certain age. We're all of a certain age. And they were saying it doesn't matter what you do, like to your face. We were talking about people who have facelifts and that. You always get wrinkles on your neck, you know, your cleavage. And I said, why do you think I wear beads, you know? Not daft. Cover up the wrinklage with a load of beads, yeah. That's what I do, yeah. Oh, God, they used to give him a gold watch here when he worked anywhere. Yeah, well, that's why I put it there, Chris. It covers up the, you know, the crepey bits you get. Well, you're not old, so you don't know. But we ladies, when we get to a certain age, you get a bit of a turkey neck. You get a bit of a crepe going on. I don't know whether they do neck lifts, these people who have facelifts, but I would imagine so. I would imagine there's some way. I think hands are the worst. You know, you look at somebody who looks quite glamorous, and then you look at the hands, and they're all, you know, you think, yeah, you're 80 with your hands. You've got really old, crinkly hands. I remember seeing the hands of somebody, I don't know whether it was Madonna or who it was. You know, she'd had this facelift and looked about 25 in the face, and then she had these horrible clawy hands that looked like your grandma's claws. But Grow old disgracefully, that's what I plan to do. I don't plan to be a nice, sweet old lady. I say more now than I ever used to. I've learnt to think, I don't care. Liz. Whereas one time I wouldn't say anything. I would oh, decolleté. Yeah, decolleté. Oh, I know. Why did he do it, Chris? Why? She cannot have had anything wrong with her at the age of 32, can she? Come on. I'm not bragging, but I didn't have wrinkles when I was 32. I can't understand, I can understand if you're in the public eye, somebody who's in their 60s wanting to lift and shift something. But I cannot understand these lasses, they're in their 20s and their 30s and they look fantastic, don't they? Let's face it, they do. And they don't think they do. And they have all this plastic surgery. And I'm like, why? They need a coach, don't they, that tells them, like look at yourself in the mirror. You are lovely. You are gorgeous. Don't do anything. Yeah. Just leave yourself alone. Yeah, there was another young lady that died. She'd had some kind of silicone injected in her bottom because her boyfriend said her bottom wasn't curvy enough. Well, I'm sorry if my boyfriend had said my bottom wasn't curvy enough. I'd have said bye bye, boyfriend. Yeah. Yeah. All this silicone stuff that's meant to be sealing windows and things like that. You get these backstreet people, don't you, using it to inject in their bottom to give them a plump bottom. And it goes all over their body and kills them. And I'm like, why? Why would you do that? I don't want anything injected in me unless it's a painkiller. I'm not averse to a painkiller injection, but apart from that, no. I don't want nothing stuck in me. Yeah, industrial grade silicone. That's what they put in, these backstreet whatevers. I mean, there's people in, Fleetwood and Cleveland's advertising coming for Botox, and I'm like, whoa, I'm not going in a nail salon for Botox. No, thank you. It's, no, I'd want to see the pedigree and the mothers and the fathers and brothers and sisters before anybody did anything to me. Yeah. Oh gosh, yeah. Well, you won't see me with any fillers, Chris. I mean, when I was younger, I had a padded bra. Does that count? But I don't need one now. When you're a teenager and your friends are developing and you aren't. What did my friend used to say? What nature has forgotten, we stuff with cotton. Yeah. But that's not the same, is it? Just, putting a bit of cotton wool in your bra isn't quite the same, is it? But nowadays they have boob jobs, don't they? Oh, thanks, Chris. I have a friend. Well, she's a friend of a friend we ever. She's younger than me, and she looks awful. I mean, not being catty bitchy, but she was a sunbed queen, and she is. She looks like one of these pruny old ladies you see somewhere where they've never had any sunscreen and they've worked in the fields. I mean, bless their little hearts, they've never heard of like moisturizer or anything. And you see them and you look at them and you think they're probably about 90 and they're actually about 45. Yeah. She looked like that because she used to go on the sunbeds all the time. Yeah. And now she's just a mass of wrinkles. Yeah. Oh, leather skin. Yeah, you're joking. She's grooves. I mean, I saw her. I saw a picture actually on Facebook and I'm thinking, oh, blooming heck. She was bad enough when I last saw her. But, oh, dear. And that was, it's self-inflicted, isn't it? You can't go 2 and 3 times a week on these sunbeds, can you? I mean, now you can get a spray tan, you know. Not that I've ever had a spray tan. I've bought that stuff where you put it on and it gradually gives you a bit of a glow. I have bought that, but I've never had a spray tan yet. Oh yeah, Camilla's a bit wrinkly, isn't she? Bless her. Yeah. My ex next door neighbour used to call me Madge because, not because of the way I looked or anything, but because I had the scooter. He used to say, "You're going out on your Madge-mobile." Yeah, I mean, you can understand it if people live in a climate where they're working in the sun and, they don't. Well, let's face it, none of us knew about sunscreen years ago. I mean, how many times did we go on out in the sun and never put sunscreen on? Or if we did, we put that oily stuff on that was meant to give you a glowing tan. I used to put like an oil on, and it used to nearly fry you, yeah. But, it was just like, oh, hiya, Joe. Sorry, I didn't see you sneaking in. You got me on the TV. Oh, my goodness me. You will see me wrinkles then, won't you? But, if, like you say, I never knew anything about sunscreen and the damage that it would do and stuff like that. I just didn't. I don't think any of us did. It's like the old adage about the smoking. Nobody knew smoking was bad for you until whatever. People used to smoke. They used to say it cleared your lungs or it was better for you and stuff like that. Nobody ever said, don't go in the sun. Nobody ever said that. I mean, when I was a kiddie, I must have been running around in the sun all the time without any sunscreen on, yeah. Oh, I used to have bergamot oil. It used to smell really strong. You could smell it all over the beach. But you used to get a beautiful golden tan with it. But what damage did it do to me? I don't know. Yeah. Whereas now we're supposed to slather on factor 50 or something. Oh, you had a little disaster in your she shed. Oh, what have you done, Jill? What have you done? Have you knocked something over? Or knocked a shelf off or something? I had a disaster in mine, actually. I had a clothes rack and I wobbled and overbalanced and put my hand on it and it just went, fell in bits. I had to put it in the bin. Yeah. They're not built to last, are they? I didn't fall on it. I just put my hand out to steady myself. And the top rail just went like that. I thought, oh, cheap rubbish. Yeah. So I've now had to fold my things up and put them in a plastic box. And I did have a plastic box that was broken. That reminds me I need to go and break it up and put it in the plastics bin. Yeah. Oh, dearie me. That's a job for Mr. Fiber. Or are you the handy one? I'm not handy with a hammer and a nails and a screw, well, a drill. Some people are really handy with drills, aren't they? Women, I drill through a water pipe or an electric pipe or something like that. My son put mine on the wall in my shed, so I think mine will stay on. He's not dead handy. My ex-husband was a handyman, yeah. He could do most things. But my son will put his hand to most things, yeah. He can actually put things on a wall that don't fall off, yeah. If I put anything, I can't even put them IKEA things together, me. Oh, Mr. Fiber's done it, has he? Yeah, good show. Good on Mr. Fiber. I can't even put those things together. I miss Tony, my ex-next door neighbour. I used to have to get him in. I used to say, Tony. And he used to say, you've not bought anything from IKEA again, have you? It's just a little bookcase. I bet he was glad when he moved away. My shed's wood, so the son's fastened it to the struts in the wood, so it's not like on the thin bit of wood, it's on the struts, yeah. Well, I'm getting rid of a lot of my yarn, Jill. I'm putting it on eBay. Selling it for peanuts, but still, I've just got far too much. It was getting silly, yeah. It was getting stupid. But at my time of life, I have to be realistic. I'd have to lift I was about 130 to grocery town. You have to be realistic, don't you? It's like they say, isn't it? Buying yarn and crocheting are two different habits, yeah. I was turning into a bit of a hoarder, yeah. I was hoarding yarn because I thought it was pretty, you know. Yeah, it's pretty that, isn't it? It's lovely that. I didn't do that Marie Kondo thing where you sort of, if you feel it and it doesn't give you joy, you're supposed to get rid of it. The trouble is, I feel my yarn and it does give me joy. So I find it very difficult to get rid of it. Oh, right, your word be true. We'll catch you in a bit then. You know, I can't say I look at it and think I don't like it anymore because I still do, yeah. Oh, yarn behind life expectancy is definitely my problem, yeah. Yeah, yeah, I didn't buy anything much during lockdown. I think I bought maybe 3 or 4 lots of yarn in 2.5 years. I mean, I did buy that big load of yarn, if you remember when I was making the granny square throws. And I have been tempted into buying some boho, the Signet boho spirit, because I do love that yarn. Um, and I did buy some bits of baby yarn when I first came here because I was going potty because I didn't have my yarn with me. It was all in storage. So I did buy some baby bits because I made them for my friend who's a foster mum. She's always got a baby of some description. So I made her some baby cardigans, yeah. Oh, I gave away half of mine, before I left because I didn't have time to sell it. Friends of mine took bagfuls of the stuff. I had a whole garage full of the stuff I gave away, yeah. And as for machine cones, I must have given away about 150 machine cones because, I sold the machines for nothing. Yeah. You got to take the bulky yarn out and then, yeah. I tend to just use more the double knitting thickness, which is probably about your 3 or 4 if you're in America. I don't often use bulky. This is bulky, but I don't often use bulky. And I don't often use the fine anymore. Not since I stopped doing babies things, yeah. I want to turn my shed into a crafting space, not a dumping ground, yeah. I've still got that doll's house to paint. I didn't paint it last year, and it looks like it's not going to get painted this year. I've got the paint. It's going to be, instead of being pale pink, it's going to be purple. Well, sort of an aubergine colour, yeah. I want to find my sewing machine. I'm not a sewer. Get don't get silly. But to do the running repairs or to shorten things and stuff like that. When a seam comes undone, I just want my sewing machine because I'm pretty rubbish at hand sewing. Yeah, I've got a little bit of hand dyed, I must admit, but I just pat it and say, "Oh, it's lovely, it's gorgeous." Pat, pat, pat. Don't know what to make with it because I don't want to make socks with it. And I don't want any more shawls with it, and I don't wear scarves. And what do you do with hand dyed yarn when you've only got like one skein? You can't make a whole lot of things with it. I mean, Denise from Dear Designs, she puts a load of them together and knits these shawls by Stephen West, using all these different colours, but I'm not, well, I can't knit on circular needles, so you couldn't knit a shawl on a pair of needles, could you? No way. Well, unless you knitted a straight piece like a stole, yeah. I mean, I have knitted bigger things by using like 2 pairs of straight needles with a stopper on the end, to stop the stitches falling off, but it's very difficult. It's like I can't do. My big bugbear is when I look at things online that are knitted, they're all top down and in a circle, and I'm like, I don't want them in a circle. Don't want top down. I like pieces, I like my knitting to be in pieces and then I stitch them together. I don't want to go round and round on a worm, I don't want to do it. I'm going to make 2, 4, 5. Yes, I'm making another hole, yeah. Oh, God, yeah, those knitted shawls are beautiful. There's a lady that comes to Knit Club and she dyes yarn as for a living kind of thing. She sells it. And her yarn is absolutely gorgeous. But I haven't got the patience to knit things like that. Oh, my knit clubs are lovely, Hello, Yolanda. Yeah, I mean, they're a good bunch of ladies. I like going, to my knit club. A lot of them do knit. Some sew. Some are great at, making patchwork bags and things because they sew. They've got those embroidery machines and things. They're all clever clogs, I don't talk about sewing because my sewing's literally just a straight line, I don't do anything complicated. I mean, I used to make dresses when I was young because then it was cheaper. You could go on the market and get a yard or two of material and make yourself a straight shift dress, as they used to call them. I could do those with darts and that, but I can't do anything fancy. Where you have to fit bodices to waists and things like that. Oh, no, I can't do things like that. And now it's so much cheaper to just actually buy them done already. And especially when some of the paper patterns cost about £10. And I'm like, gosh, that's £10 before you even start with the fabric, isn't it? I'm not that clever. No, not that clever. I'm not a designer. Huh? Man, I saw a young lass on one of these crochet pages on Facebook wearing a crochet dress, and I'm like, I made that in the 60s. And she's modelling it proudly like it's something that's brand new, like, oh, I am the bee's knees. I've got my crochet dress on. And I'm like, I made that in the 60s. Not that I could wear it now, of course, these nice see-through, like, this kind of see-through dresses that they wear over the bikinis and stuff. The only beach I would go anywhere near is the one here, and it's too cold. You can't strip off and go, ooh. I'm nesh, as they say. I'm too cold. Oh, I used to make things for my doll. My aunt was a tailoress, and I used to use her sewing machine, would you believe, when I was about 5. I mean, once you've stitched your finger, with the needle straight through your finger, you don't do it again, do you? People do go to the beach. The intrepid ones go to the beach, yeah. Mostly tourists, I think, But I've decided that some of the people of Fleetwood must be hardy beggars because they wear shorts and a vest top when I'm freezing. I always think local. When they go past with a vest top and shorts on, I think local. Gotta be local. And a lot of the men who wear the shorts all the time, they're the colour of, like burnt oak, they're really dark. So they must like get a tan, just purely through wandering around in shorts all the time. I had my shorts on the other day. Got burnt knees. My knees don't usually see the light of day. They were very long shorts in my defence. They did come down to my knees, yeah. But my knees were on display and they got a bit burned, yeah. Still, red knees is a colour, isn't it? Mm. Yeah, lots of people go on the beach, not always in swimwear. I mean, a family went past us the other day. I mean, they had a handicapped little boy in a wheelchair. And they went past and they had buckets, spades, balls, and they even had one of them little four-wheel buggy things with sun loungers in, yeah. And they were on the beach all day long. They must have took the butties or the drinks with them and everything, yeah. My ex-husband used to do that. He used to have a white butt. He was a sun worshipper. Any little bit of sun, he was in it. But he paid the price because he had to have skin cancer. He had to have a thing dug out of his arm. So he can't sunbathe now, yeah. Oh my goodness me. We once stayed on holiday. We went down to Bournemouth once with my hubby, and my little boy, and we stupidly hadn't booked. And we thought, oh, we'll get a bed and breakfast, we'll get in somewhere. We couldn't find anywhere. Anyway, somebody directed us to this lady who sometimes took people into her bungalow. And she took pity on us and took us in. And she used to swim she was about my age back then. And she used to swim every single day, even in the winter. Yeah. And she swore blind it was that kept her healthy. And I'm like, oh. And she used to say, do you want to come with me? Have you got your swimsuit? I said, no, thank you. No, thank you. I don't want to go with you. You popping off, are you? Okay, word be true. Bye now. Now, I can honestly say I have not even dipped my toe in this sea. I've been here 2.5 years. I've not even been on the beach. Yeah, not been down there. There is a place further up near Fleetwood that hires out the wheelchair things with the great big massive wheels, where somebody could push you on the beach. But I'm not that handicapped. If I really, really wanted to go on the beach, I could get me crutches and sort of totter, but I don't really want to go. Anyway, the beach has got a lot of pebbles and I can't walk on pebbles. I've never been able to walk on pebbles. I've always been uneven and falling over. But if I go further down towards Fleetwood, it's like sand dunes. Well, I couldn't walk on them because it's like that. So I've just left the beach alone. I've not bothered with the beach. It's not been a burning desire, let's just say. Now, if I was somewhere warm, I would try my best to go on the beach. If it was hot, you know. When I win the lottery and I go on my world cruise, and I do my live sitting in the lounge of a luxury liner. Yeah, right. 103? Oh, God, no, I don't even do summer swimming, let alone winter swimming. Oh, gosh. Yeah, I mean, people is it Sweden or Norway or somewhere? They do that, don't they? They go in a sauna and then they go and jump in the icy water. I'm sorry, but you wouldn't get me doing that. I'm too much of a princess, you know what I mean? Oh, it's a bit cold. Even when I was young, I used to dip my toes in like that, you know. My brother used to push me over in the water. Get your shoulders under you, you'll be all right. I'm like, ooh, like tiptoeing in and doof, my brother had pushed me over. Hi, Jeanette. It's very cold, the sea. It never warms up. I don't know. I don't know what it is, whether it's a North Sea or the Irish Sea. I don't. Do you know, I've been here 2.5 years and I don't know what the sea's called. That's a bit bad of me, isn't it? I don't know whether it's the North Sea or what sea it is. But it's cold. It's cold sea. The dogs go in. The dogs love it. And when the girls, you know, my littlest great grandchildren come, 2 girls and a boy, the little ones, they go paddling. Yeah. But I think you're more intrepid when you're younger. Yeah. Yeah, we moved during lockdown. Yeah, we couldn't get any workmen to come. It was dreadful. Couldn't get any work done. It was awful. All the shops were shut, and I wondered what on earth we'd come for. You know, no cafes open, no nothing. Everything was shut. You know, it was like a ghost town. And I'm like, why did I move here? You know, at least everything's opened up now. We've got cafes, we've got all sorts of things. Yeah, I do look a bit sunburned. I think it must be the light. Yeah. It's one of my eBay specials, yeah. Yeah, we couldn't get windows put in. We couldn't get anything done. We moved in the December, and I think it was March or April before we got the windows in. I mean, we did have windows in, obviously, but they're let in. Oh, Little's come down now. I hope she's got a bit of a poorly tummy, the little one, so I hope she doesn't have a whittle anywhere. What are you doing? What are you doing, kids? Hmm? What are you doing, Trixie? Where's Trixie? Don't know where she is. What's for snacking today? Snacking today is Walker's crisps, ready salted, and not all of it, obviously, but dairy milk caramel, or caramel, as you keep insist on calling it in America. It's got an A in it. It's caramel. Oh, it's the Irish Sea. Oh gosh. Yeah, the River Wyre comes out into Fleetwood. Yeah, that's where the ferries used to come in, but it's all silted up now, so they don't. They have to go into Heysham now. Yeah, somebody has just swum for charity from Fleetwood all the way over to Ireland. Did it all for charity. It's the first time anybody's ever swum it. A Fleetwood guy, yeah, Fleetwood young man. Oh yeah, Nicola Bully, she was in the River Wyre, but at the other end, not at our end, further up, more inland she was. We still don't know what happened to her. Did she fall in or was she pushed? We do not know. Will we ever know? Don't know. Some things remain a mystery, don't they? Yeah. I told you all about my tyre blowout, didn't I? Fleetwood don't do the roads. Their roads are chronic, and I mean potholes you could put goldfish in, you know. And they're made out of like some kind of a concrete that breaks up in the sea air, and they put little patches on them, like, you know, like a band-aid over a big old, big wound with a little band-aid on, yeah. Anyway, my tyre blew out, went with a right bang, frightened the living daylights out of me. When you think my scooter's only, 2 or 3 months old? Anyway, the scooter repairman came and he put me a new tyre on, and he said, he had to drive it back for me from where I'd left it. And he said, my God, he said, the roads round here, don't they ever mend them? He said, they're chronic. He said, I'm going to have to order you some rough terrain tyres, he said, because that's how bad it is round here. Anyway, he had to ride it back, so he noticed the squeak. I didn't want to tell him about the squeak because of all the other one. I moaned and moaned and moaned about the other one squeaking. I thought, I can't tell him about this one squeaking. Anyway, he had to ride it back from my friends because my tyre blew out at my friend's. And he said, oh, I'm going to get that squeak fixed. Because you're going down the seafront. And if I go down with my friend and she's in the scooter, I can't have a conversation with her because I think I've gone deaf. Because all I can hear is this as I'm going down the promenade. So she's talking to me. It's like, I'm going, I said, we're going to have to start getting a walkie-talkie, like, like breaker, 19, Yeah, I don't think we will ever know what happened to her. I'm sure she didn't fall in on her own. I mean, they had to bring up about her mental health issues and her drinking issues, but I'm sure she wasn't drunk because her friend had been talking to her on the phone, and I'm sure she would have noticed if she was drunk, yeah. Hello, Ola Joe. Yeah, not seen you for a little while. Are you okay? Not seen you around. It's my fault, probably, because I don't go on lives, do I? Oh, you missed me. Thank you very much. Yeah, well, you've been missed as well, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we need to start our own. Breaker 19. Rubber ducky. My handle when I was on the CB radio was Woolly Jumper. Yeah, that was what I was called, Woolly Jumper. For obvious reasons, because I was always crocheting and knitting, yeah. You've been busy travelling. Oh, have you been anywhere nice? You been anywhere nice? Have you got a camper van? Have you been around and about? Are you one of these who gets an RV and sets off and goes all round? Must be nice to do that. I'd never be able to drive an RV or anything. I can't even drive a car. I'd never be able to steer one of those big things, yeah. Hi, Kaz. Chris is on today. Chris is here. You don't need your beauty sleep, Kaz. I need all of mine, yeah. Hi, Jane. Yeah, Chris is with us today. He was without us last week, yeah. So where have you been, Ola Joe? Have you been all over the place, or have you just been around and about? My son's got a camper van, but it's only a small one. It's not like a big RV or anything, yeah. Mainly on the English roads, on Scottish roads, and the Welsh roads. You'd never drive an RV. Wouldn't fit. You'd be Maryland, New Jersey, Delaware, and New York. You want to go to Maine next. All I can think of with Maine is Jessica Fletcher, with that series, yeah. That's what I always think of Maine. That's the only bit of it I've ever seen, to be quite honest. The tiny little bits that have been on that programme. Yeah, I need to draw the curtains and put the light on now, don't I? Oh, You watch her every night, yeah. I'm watching the reruns, probably about the third time I've ever seen them, but you know, hey ho. Better than some of the trash they put on the telly these days. You know, reality TV, my eyelash, yeah. No, thank you. Right, just bear with me 1 second while I put the light on. Oh, draw the curtains. Don't want the neighbours seeing me talking to myself. Think I've gone even more weird than they already think I am. Oh. I've closed the door a tiny bit, but there's still enough room for Rosie to get out. Yeah. Get back. Did you miss me? Oh yeah, like button, please, please, please. I don't usually beg, but please. Thumbs up. Yeah, I'm glad you're on the ball, Liz. Give me the thumbs up. I'm not one of those. I always forget to say like and subscribe and press the button. You know, I always forget to say that on my videos. You were here, but you texted. Yeah. Oh, Ethan, hello. Sorry, didn't see you sneaking in. I was putting the light on, I think, at the time. Right, I'm going to eat this snack. My goodness me. Is there any crisps in that bag? Look at that, that's a slim line, though, isn't it? I swear they get smaller. 25 grams, never in a million years. There's probably about 10 grams in there. I've got most of my cardigans ready to go to my lady in the US. I'm just finishing this blue one off and then I can weigh it all. I've got to get the price, you know, for the postage and that. We were there, we put everything into a bag today and we had it on one of those scales, you know, you weigh your suitcase on. Yeah. You're not kidding, they get smaller and smaller. There's hardly any crisps. Look at that. Look, there's only crisps in that bit at the bottom. Oh, Phil and Sammy were there. Oh, I know. Everything's gone up, hasn't it? Every time you go in a supermarket. And it's not just 1 or 2 pence, is it? Or 1 or 2 cents in your case. Everything goes up in chunks, doesn't it? Our things go up 10 or 20 pence. You know, it's a lot of money. You buy something 1 week and then you go in and it's like 20 pence more expensive the week after. Yeah, I'm finishing off. I'm on the last sleeve of the cardigan I've been doing for about the last few weeks. 2 or 3 weeks. I'm crocheting slow these days, yeah. Yeah, well, ours goes up doesn't go up in pounds, but it goes up like, you know, in quite a few pence, yeah. I mean, I know things are going up, but somebody somewhere's making a heck of a lot of profit. I know, it's terrible, isn't it, the price of things? My friend was complaining she pays 60p for a lettuce. And then she went in last week and it was 90 pence for the same lettuce. Well, you got jewels, have you? On week 4. Oh, I couldn't make a blanket, Kaz. I couldn't, honestly. Can't remember how much our eggs have really gone up, yeah. I think they're about £2 something. But, you know, for about 12 eggs or something, yeah. Yeah, they're a bit scarce, aren't they, Kaz? Yeah. I mean, at one time, if you couldn't afford stuff, you used to get egg, didn't you? Egg and chips or egg and French fries if you're in America. Or baked potatoes and things like that. But everything's gone up. You know, if I was feeling particularly poor, I'd have like egg on toast or something. Beans on toast. Baked beans on toast. I know you're American sort of think I've got green beans on toast, but baked beans, you know, and tomato sauce on toast, yeah. But I mean, you know, even the cheap. And then they wonder why we're all getting obese, don't they? Because the cheapest options are not the healthiest, are they? You know, it's quite expensive, like to buy a lot of vegetables and fruit these days. So you can understand why people who are on a really tight budget, why they go for bread and things, you know, things on sandwiches or things on toast, because they just don't have the money for the decent stuff. Yeah, it's everybody. It's not just us in the UK. It's like you talk to people in America, you talk to people in other places, other country, and they're all, you know, they're all struggling. Everything's gone up. Yeah, egg and chips was always cheap. When your mum was running out of money at the end of the week, when it got to Friday, and you know there wasn't much money, you'd get egg and chips, wouldn't you, or something like that. But but now, you know, mine used to always be a baked potato with filling, or like you say, scrambled egg on toast, baked beans on toast, and poached egg on toast. Um, that used to be my staple when I was a bit poor. We had salmonella, but it's quite a long time ago. We had salmonella with the eggs and stuff. Now they say it's bird flu. Bird flu that's making the eggs scarce in the UK. I don't know what the excuse is in America, but that's what they're saying over here. Yeah, but when you think about it, Kaz, like all the cheaper things we used to eat put weight on you, don't they? Apple Fritos. Oh, everybody round to buy my knit saloon. She's making apple fritters. Ooh. Another of my staples when I was a bit poor, I used to make like a thick vegetable soup. It was more like a stew, really. Loads and loads of potatoes, obviously. Not very slimming. Carrots and onions and things. And if I had a tin of corned beef or something, I would put that in. Or if I had a bit of chicken left over, I would put that in. Oh, Chris went down the wrong hole. But I can understand why poor families are obese because, all the cheap food is bad for you. And it's loaded up with calories and sugars and God knows what, fast food, rubbish. Yeah, I know it's awful to see that. When you see it on the television, all cooped up in them little cages, having to stand on wires, don't they? So the little feet are deformed. Oh dear. It's one thing I don't like, pasta. I don't know if it's the way we cook it in the UK or whatever. Maybe it would be nice if it was Italian or something, but I just don't like pasta. And I don't like them noodly things. Like ramen noodles and stuff. I don't like them. Pot noodles. Oh dear, I don't know if you have pot noodles over in the US, but they're disgusting. The only fast food I have these days is fish and chips, from the chip shop. That's my idea of fish food. Fish food. That's my idea of, well, it's not junk food, is it? But you know what I mean, fast food. And sometimes we have Chinese. The one thing I loathe, and Americans seem to thrive on it, mac and cheese. That is the most disgusting thing in the whole wide world. We have something called pot noodles over here, and they're absolutely awful. Oh, the Chinese, yeah. About £7 for a meal from the Chinese over here. Mac and cheese. Oh. And Americans love it, thrive on it. They even have it on Christmas Day. Ugh. It's just not nice. Oh, I just don't like mac and cheese anyway. Any shape or form. Yeah, I don't like pasta, spaghetti. Ugh. Yeah, I remember having a pudding that was sort of little teeny weeny pastas. You never see it these days. And that was with sugar and milk and everything. And it was like tiny little pasta things. And nobody makes it anymore. Are you back now, Ola? Okay. You know, just you grew up on it. Oh dear. I don't know. I just don't like it. I just don't like the thought of it. But I can't remember what it used to be like. I mean, there was the semolina pudding, rice pudding, sago pudding, and then there used to be this other pudding. We used to have it at school, and it was for all the world like little teeny weeny pasta shells, but it used to be sweet. I've not seen it for years. No, it weren't tapioca because tapioca's round. This was definitely like little tiny pasta shells. And I love all puddings like that. I love tapioca and rice pudding, semolina. I love a lot of them. And everybody's going, ooh, rice pudding, ooh. Macaroni, yeah. Maybe it was. Maybe it was macaroni. But, you know, like it's made like sweet with milk and sugar. We used to have it at school. Now we used to have a lot of weird things at school. It might be macaroni pudding, yeah. I used to love school dinners, apart from Finny Haddock. I did not like Finny Haddock and I didn't like liver. But apart from that, I used to like school dinners. I was a weird one. Everybody's going, "Ew, school dinner." But we actually had a canteen where they used to make it on the premises. We didn't have this warmed up stuff that they dish up to the kids these days, yeah. Oh, good evening, Sian. How are you doing? How was your bus ride today? Was it a train ride you got stuck on? She was on something that broke down. It was a train. She was stuck on this train for ages with a little boy. I bet G wasn't bothered, was he? It was you that was getting fed up. My friend's son loves trams, trains, and buses. Vermicelli. Hmm. Can't remember its name, to be honest. I cannot remember its name, Phyllis. I used to like it. And you used to be able to buy it in a tin years back. You were done in. I bet G was enjoying himself, wasn't he? Oh, hey, I'm on a train. My friend's little boy, I think it was absolutely wonderful if he broke down on a train. Yeah, I think we had a train strike. I know that it's Park Life in Prestwich, you know, Heaton Park, where they have this show um, in the park, you know, millions, well, not millions of people, but hundreds of people, thousands of people go. And they get there by train, tram, and they called a tram strike on the same day. Hey, how stupid can you get? It was macaroni, was it? Oh, no, yeah, they put, yeah, I think it did do it on purpose. The trams were on strike, on the day that it's like Hayton Park. It's a massive festival. I used to be able to hear it from my house, and I wasn't always impressed. I am not a lover of punk. But when you hear punk from a distance, it just sounds like somebody screaming down a mic. And it used to go on for ages. And you're going, ah! And I'm like, oh, for goodness sake. I mean, I tell you, even Oasis didn't sound good from a distance, you know. They might have been all right when they were in the park, but by the time it filtered to my end of the press switch, they didn't sound good at all. No punk. I know Sean likes punk, but punk's never been my favourite. Not when they scream. Oh, I want to go with his boho shops. I'm determined I'm going to go on holiday. I'm going to get to Scotland this year, come heck or high water. Oh gosh, things come through. Yeah, I love boho, but my purse doesn't like boho. My purse likes the thrift shops, the charity shops. That's what my purse likes. My purse likes a good second hand anything. What's the name of the medieval church when I lived in Manchester? I don't know. I don't know. I lived next to St Mary's at the time. Oh, I love a good charity shop. I watch a lady called the Crafty Nana. She lives half the time in Malaysia and half the time in the UK. And she finds some fantastic bargains in her charity shop. She has a YouTube video and she goes in, you know, and she's finding, and I'm like, where is she going? You know, wonderful, wonderful. Yes, St Mary's Church is where they film Coronation Street funerals and weddings and everything. I used to see it at the back. It was back to back with mine. I used to hear the bells and everything. Yeah. Yeah, my purse only affords. I'm second down roads and I don't care. I say I'm saving things from landfill. Yeah. I don't care if people have worn them before. You wash them before you wear them, good as new. You know. I mean, somebody said to me, oh God, dead people's clothes. And I went, no, you know, they're not actually dying in the clothes, are they? There might be people who've died, but it's their clothes, isn't it? You just wash them. They're clothes, aren't they? Oh, I found one or two brand new things with labels on when I was in Prestwich, yeah. You know, the ladies who lunch in Prestwich who had money, they'd buy something and then. Only trouble is, a lot of them were little thin people, you know, and I'm obviously a little bit more voluptuous than a thin person. So, you know, you have to sort of hunt about to find the bigger sizes. Oh, I am tagged. Oh, I'm tagged in something that Lizzie sent me. Reshare it before it disappears. Sorry, I'm on here. Can't do it, Liz. Yeah. Yeah, I don't mind second-hand clothes. If people have got money to buy brand new things, wear them twice, and then give them to the charity shop, I'm all in favour of that. I am not in favour of throwing things in landfill when they're perfectly, you know, good, nothing wrong with them. You know, just because somebody who's richer than me decides they don't want it anymore, you know, I don't mind if it's last year's. I don't mind if it's 5 years old. I don't mind if it's not fashionable. If I like it, I don't care. Yeah. I know it's hard to give it up, Jill. It really is. Yeah. But we have to do it. We have to do it. Yeah. I've got to grit my teeth and get rid of a lot of it. I've took about 20 bags, not big bags, 20 bags of things I've sold to the post office this week, yeah. No, I'm not proud. I don't care. No. I do have some new things, but nearly everything I possess is second-hand. I mean, I have bought my shorts were new because they were the patchworky ones. And I've got some patchwork trousers that were new. Yeah. I'm trying hard not to buy yarn. I'm trying to get rid of it, Charles. Trying so hard not to buy any. I've got enough. I've got more than I will use in my lifetime, yeah. Yeah, I need nice charity shops. I'm sad to say that the ones round here, I couldn't buy anything round here, really, People give things away that are a little bit tatty, They don't give away nice things round here. Perhaps they don't have them to give away, I don't know. So when I go to Scotland, maybe I'll have a look at their craft shop, their charity shops. Sue seems to find a few things. And when I go back to Prestwich, I'm going to find a few things. And when I go on my holidays, if it's only for a few days, I'll be looking for the charity shops. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's yeah, I suppose so. It depends, yeah. No, Shad's not been on yet. He did come on last week, but he came on quite late, so there's still time for him yet. So, yeah, I think he was quite late when he came on. Still no sign of Rick. I think he's deserted us. I think Rick has left the building, I think. Not seen him for about 3 weeks now. Anybody seen him anywhere? Anybody know where Rick went? Maybe he's gone to Japan. Being as he likes his Japanese music, perhaps he's gone to Japan. Or he's eloped with Mrs. What was she called? Mrs. Peach. He told you he'd been banned from the lives. Well, not from me. I haven't banned him. No, I didn't ban him, Cass. No, if he's banned, it won't me, Cass. I don't understand. I just thought he'd disappear. I don't know how he's been banned because I haven't banned him. I thought it was me who had to ban him. So how does he know that? Well, I don't know. He used to come on. He was the one who was always talking about Japanese pop stars. Maybe YouTube's banned him. I don't know. I didn't ban him. No, Rob hasn't been on either, no. Well, if you speak to him, Kaz, tell him it's not me who's banned him. I haven't banned him. I don't know why. If he thinks he's banned, don't know. Ain't me. So, you know, I thought only the host could ban people. Maybe I'm wrong. But I certainly haven't done. So I can tell him, as far as I'm concerned, he's not banned because I haven't done it. I just thought he chose not to come on. People come, people go. You know, you don't know why they don't come on, do you? You know. Roll on school on Monday. Ours aren't going back Monday because my great grandson's coming Monday, Tuesday with his mum. So he's not back at school yet. Do you want Rosie? She's in here. Trixie came downstairs. I don't know where she went.
Not back up again. Just came in to be nosy. You happy?
Yeah, she's fine. She's just having a sleep, I think.
I'll leave her there.
Don't shut the door on her, though.
No.
Yeah, I don't watch his videos, Cass, so I wouldn't know. Maybe he's on. But you got a really nasty message about banning her. Huh? Yeah, or maybe Facebook, or maybe somebody's, I don't know. It may anyway. As I say, I always thought it was the host who had to ban people, so I don't know. No, we have things like half-term holidays, Jill. They happen at various times of the year. We used to call them teachers' rest. Teachers' rest, mother's pest, we used to call them. Because it usually means if you're working, you have to take time off work to, you know. I don't know. I know you said that to me, Nathan, but I looked and he's not in my list of people that I've banned. He's not in my list. So I don't know. I don't know how where, I don't know, because there's a box you can look at and see who's in your hidden. Yeah. You're not there, so I don't know. So we shall have to blame Nathan then. But I don't know. I'm sure it would show up, Nathan, in my list of banned people. I'm sure. So I don't know. Mysteries of life. Still, it wasn't me. I'm like that song, isn't it? It wasn't me. It wasn't me. Right, how many stitches do I have to increase to? Continue without oh no, that's till work measures. 63 stitches, I think. 63 stitches. Oh no. 71 stitches I've got to. Do I have a black book? No, there's people in the band bit. You know when we used to get the trolls? You know, the people who used to come on saying they were, I don't know, Donald Trump and something like that. They used to come on and they used to be kind of really rude and stuff. They were all in my banned box, yeah. But I didn't see any sign of Rick, so I don't know. Don't know. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 6, 30, 40, 42, 50, 52, 54, 56, 58, 62, 64, 66. So I'm nearly there. Yeah, people used to come on saying they were, oh, Hitler and all kinds of names. I used to get weird people. Kids that were bored that used to say that. Maybe he's banned by somebody else, and maybe it just puts a blanket ban on him from, maybe somebody else has stuck him on the ban list. I don't know. So I don't know. He ain't in my block list anyway. So that's all I can say. I can't unblock him because he's not in my block list. So it's one of life's mysteries. No, I haven't blocked anybody for a long, long time. Not since we stopped being a target for all them silly little kiddies. He did, Jane, but yeah, we get people that put, say they're like Prince Charming and stuff like that. You're going to get some beauty sleep. Can you have some beauty sleep for me as well, Kaz? Because I need it more than you. Have you got your garden sorted out yet, Kaz? Da, 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 da. Oh, God forbid, Liz. I know he's not my president, but I hope he don't get back. He's too old anyway, for goodness sake. He's got one foot in the grave, hasn't he? I'm not talking about his politics. He's just too flipping old. Good grief. As we call him over here, a coffin dodger. Yeah. Oh, dear. La 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 la. La 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 la. Oh, goodness. They're all politicians. They're all got their finger in some pie or another. I don't care what country they live in. They've all got their fingers in the pie somewhere. What's in it for me? I think that's why they join politics, isn't it? So they can get their fingers in somebody's pie. Somebody tell me an honest one, and I'll go, hey, really? Oh, excuse me. One sip of Coca-Cola and I've got the burps already. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Good night, Kaz. Have a nice sleep. Good one to say, night, night, sleep tight, don't let the bed bugs bite. And then they tell that to a kid and then they wonder why it can't sleep, yeah. Crochet, I'm crocheting. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. What's that from? Da 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 da. Muppets, is it? No. Da 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 da. Friday. Oh, Friday. Is it the Muppets? Yeah. I can't do Fridays. Can't do Fridays. Hi, Lynn. Do 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 do. I used to love the Muppets. Yeah. I used to love those old grumpy men that were up in the balcony. Hi, Lynn. I don't know. I forgot their names, but you know the two grumpy ones that used to sit up in the boxes or whatever they call them, the balconies. Yeah. Used to get some very famous people on there, didn't they? On the Muppets. Stadler and Waldorf. Oh, you see, you used to watch the Muppets more than I did then. And I used to like Sesame Street as well. You know, Big Bird. All the way to Sesame Street. I can't even get 15 for mine, Shan. 15 plus postage and nobody wants them. Ugh. I live in the wrong area or something. Yeah, I was asking 15 for mine, and that lady in the shop said they were too expensive. She was taking 25% off me. It's like that little top of mine. Hi, Rebecca. Oscar the Grouch. Yeah, I had a little top. It was like a circular thing at the back, a little thing. And I was asking 15 for it, and she said it was too expensive. And there was one very, very similar on Etsy, £169. Yeah. And I'm like, that was too expensive for 15 quid. Oh, the Christmas card. Yeah, the Christmas one. Muppets the movie. Dee, da, dee, dee. Hey, I hope it's nice tomorrow. I hope it's nice tomorrow. thought you couldn't sell toys. It's a bit of a grey area, isn't it, selling toys in the UK? They've got to be safety standards and all this jazz. I mean, I don't make amigurumis, I can't make toys and stuff. But if I did, it's a bit dodgy trying to sell them, isn't it? Because they've got to be, British standards, this and that and the other. And I mean, Sonia went into all of that, didn't she? Having everything tested and washed and, get everything sorted before she could sell any. But other people just seem to sell them for fun, don't they? I'd be the one who gets caught. No, I don't make. I have made a dolly for me niece's daughter, but it was a bit grotesque when I'd finished it. It wasn't exactly pretty. I'm no good with features. Some people just put a few lines on, don't they, in eyes, and they look gorgeous, but me, no. I always wanted to make a rag doll, but I was no good at sewing. Mind you, is it the Amish that don't have faces on their dolls? Somebody doesn't, do they? Their dolls don't have any faces. I don't know. I don't know. Kim manages, don't she? I mean, I don't know. I just wouldn't like to take the chance, Somebody from British Standards seeing my stuff and saying, "Oh, you can't sell that." Woo. I mean, you're not supposed to sell things that resemble Disney characters, are they, and things like that? It's like Disney fabric and stuff like that. You can buy it, but you're only supposed to use it for your own personal use, like, making curtains or a duvet cover for your own child. You're not supposed to use the fabric and make something to sell. It's strange, the regulations and copyrights and stuff, isn't it? You've got to be so careful what you do. Some knitting and crochet patterns have it written on, not for to sell, and I'm like, yeah, right. For personal use only. I'm like, yeah, right. Yeah, some shops do that, don't they? My sea Countess Ablaze is gone. I went there once. I mean, her yarn is absolutely beautiful, but it's all hand dyed. Very, very expensive. But she's gone now. She doesn't do it anymore. Went there one time. We went with Zoe, 24 karat crochet, and oh gosh, what's the other lady called? I went with Sue. Quite a few of us went. We went on a Saturday. Went upstairs and sat and had like a knit and crochet session. She's a little bit strange though, the lady who did the dyeing. Yeah, I went in one shop and a friend of mine just wanted a ball of black or something, I think she wanted. And there was this box with reduced things in. When I got to the counter, she said something like about £3.99, and I went, what? I put it back and went and got the Pato or Pato. That was only £1.29. Yeah, about $3.99 in the reduced box. I'm thinking, crikey, what was it when it wasn't reduced? I did buy a couple of skeins from Countess of Blaze, but I didn't get much change out of 50 quid, let's just say. I had an aunt who used to be in Rill when it was a nice place, yeah. Sorry, Rill. And she used to sell all sorts to the holiday makers, yeah. Because she knew that they'd be going home and they wouldn't, she wouldn't see them again. Vegan yarn on. It's acrylic, innit? It's got to be. Vegan yarn, unless it's made out of cotton. Man, I watch Rose from the Philippines, and she crochets a lot with milk cotton, and I'm like, what's milk cotton? Don't know what that is. I've heard of organic cotton and things like that. Could be bamboo, yeah. It could be. But what is milk cotton? How can you make cotton from milk? Why they make it from soy, don't they, as well? Soy cotton, like soy. Not cotton, but you know. They're like, there's some people who won't have wool because it's cruel to animals. And I'm like, they don't kill the animals, they just shear them. That's not cruel, because I'm sure the animal is glad to get rid of its great big woolly coat when it's hot weather. They don't shear them in midwinter, do they, and make them shiver. So I don't know how it can be cruel to shear a sheep. Yeah, I'm a bit dodgy about cashmere because, when you hear about them pulling it out of the bunny, oh, is it cashmere where they pull it out of the bunny? Angora. Ugh, the thought of them pulling the bunny's fur out, no, don't like the thought of that. Do I buy off Crochet Rocks? No, because I haven't been buying wool. I would do if I was buying wool. And if you're in America, she does ship to America. If you like English British wool or whatever. I can't wear wool, actually. I love looking at it. And I love the hand-dyed stuff. And it's very, very soft. It's not the softness that makes me itch. It's something that's wool. And people say, but alpaca won't make you itch. But merino won't make you itch. Guess what? It does. Anything with wool in the minute it touches my skin, it makes me itch. I can wear it on my feet at a pinch, but I'm not using £20. Well, if you don't like us, you don't have to stay, do you? If you don't like what we're talking about, then just go. We ain't stopping you. Yeah, anything with wool in it just makes me itch. No, I don't. Like you say, I don't buy wool as a rule. I have got some hand-dyed wool. But yeah. It's lovely. I mean, hand-dyed yarn looks pretty. It looks gorgeous. The colours are absolutely lovely, and it feels nice to feel. But I just can't wear it at all. I'm not allergic, but I do get like a red rash if I wear anything woolly. My mum bought me a beautiful sweater one time. I think it was cashmere. She paid a fortune for it. It was a bought one, already bought one. And oh, I'm like that all the time. I had it on. And she kept saying, will you sit still? Stop it. I tried putting a T-shirt underneath it. I tried everything, but I couldn't wear it. I had to give it her back. She goes, I paid a lot of money for that. I thought you'd like it. But I mean, there's some British wool that's really, really, I find it really, really itchy. Is it Blueface Leicester or something? That's really itchy. It's like Itchy and Scratchy, isn't it? That that comedian in it, Itchy and Scratchy. I've still got that wool I got off Daniel. I don't really know what to do with it. It was all little 20-gram balls, all in different colours, you know. They don't exactly all go together, you know. Oh, yeah. No, it wasn't men, was it? It was children, wasn't it, that were found dead? Yeah. I think they were children, weren't they, Nathan? I'm fed up of picking up the paper and everybody's being stabbed and, oh, God, you know. What are the world coming to? It was last week sometime, only a few days ago. I don't know what happened, whether they drowned or what. They haven't really said much, have they? You should subscribe to an online newspaper from the UK, Liz, and then you would hear it all. It was in the sea, I think, Chris. It was in the sea. Yeah, I think it was in the sea. I don't know what happened. I don't think they know what happened. They said at first they thought they'd been hit by a boat or something, but then they said it hadn't. Then they said they'd arrested somebody, then they said they hadn't. You know, don't know. Hi, Ellen Mouth. Hello. Yeah, a lot of strange things are happening over in the UK. In America, you've got the shootings, haven't you? In England, we've got the stabbings, you know. God, we're not safe anywhere, are we? Every time I pick up I have the Manchester Evening News online, and every time I open it, it's some disaster or another. Should have a happy news. Yeah, no, they said at first they'd been hit by a boat, and then they said they hadn't. So I don't know. It'll all come out in the wash, won't it? Yeah. Eventually. In about 2 years' time. Why do they have to have inquests about 2 years further along the line? I mean, the Manchester Evening News is saying, like, dad of two killed or something or other. When you look, it was like 2020 or something, and you're like, well, you're only having an inquest now. You would think that they would have an inquest right away, wouldn't you? Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of people get into difficulties here because, like the sea and the River Wyre, where they meet, there's like undercurrents and that. And people, there's signs up in different places along the seafront saying, do not swim, it's too dangerous. Because the sea comes in like around people and it cuts them off. They get stuck on sandbars or whatever. It's a bit like the cocklefishers in Morecambe when they got drowned because they didn't watch the tide and the tide came in behind them and they got stuck. Yeah. What am I making? I'm doing the sleeve of a cardigan. I mean, I don't know how anyway. Yeah, I mean, it's got definitely got undercurrents in this sea, but as I said, there's certain places where it's okay to bathe, and places where they have signs up saying, don't. I mean, when I went to Cleveland the other day, the life boys, what do they call them? Lifeguards. The lifeguards were out because it was a sunny day and there was loads and loads of children on the beach. Such young lifeguards they were. Absolutely very, very young. They were sat there watching. I mean, we had a lad drowned last year. Got into difficulties. And they just don't. They just underestimate. Hi, Dawn. How are you doing? Yeah, I'm not a confident swimmer at the best of times, so if I did go in the sea, I would only be paddling. I wouldn't be swimming out to sea. No way. I mean, there are some swimmers here that go out. It's like a group of swimmers that do sea swimming. But I mean, if they're in a group, I suppose they're looking out for each other, aren't they? I mean, I went down and it was like winter time. It was cold, but they had like those wetsuits on, you know. And I thought, oh, you brave souls. Won't get me swimming in the sea, even with a wetsuit on. I've gone shivery just thinking about it. Yeah, well, there was people jumping to conclusions, don't they? They jump to conclusions about everything. There's always somebody ready to say, oh, it was this, no, it was that. They don't know. Till there's an inquest, they won't know how they died, whether they drowned or whether they were hit. They won't know. It's like that Nicola Bulley we were talking about before, the one they found in the river. There's been no inquest, so, we don't know how she died yet. Whether she drowned, whether she was hit on the head or whatever. It's only on the TV that they find out in 5 minutes, don't they? And they do all this wonderful DNA and they find little hairs and they find things only on the TV. In real life, it never seems to happen, does it? Manny, I saw a little video about Skiathos where I love this big ferry put like the engines or something in reverse, like the thrust, and this great big wave came and drenched all the people who were waiting to get on the ferry. He must have been inexperienced or put it in reverse when he shouldn't have done. But the back thrust from the propeller just caused this massive wave. Oh dear. Yeah, Skiathos is very, very popular. When I went to Skiathos the first time, it would have been in the very early 80s, I think. And there was no hotels, would you believe? There was no airport. There was no hotels. And the beaches had no cafes and no sun lounges and anything. I think we were the only tourists. We were in a flotilla. We were the only tourists. And now look at it. They're overrun. Yeah, it was like a backwash. It caused like this massive wave. Man, it's scary at Skiathos when they land. I mean, the runway's only short and they come in really low. You feel like they're going to touch your head when they come in. Eventually, in about 2 years' time, there'll be an inquest and then they'll tell you what happened. I don't know why it takes so long to get an inquest these days. Yeah, you feel sorry for the families because if they don't know what's happened, they want answers, don't they? I'm sure if it was one of your family that had been drowned, you'd want an answer. 2, 4, 6, 8. 64, 66, 68, 69. One more, one more. Well, everybody speculates about the cause of death of people, don't they? You know, you see somebody died and they go, oh, I bet it's drugs, or oh, I bet it's this, or, you know, I bet they committed suicide. You don't know, do you? And then when everybody's in a shout about it, all comes out, oh, it was natural causes, yeah. People have been pointing the finger. Got one more increase to do. And then it's up to the plain bit. I've been saying, I'm glad when I finish, and I haven't finished when I've done this because I've got all the bordering to do. Where I am, I'm in Fleetwood in Lancashire. That's where I am, Dawn. I used to be in Manchester. Many, 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 many years in Manchester. I've been here about 2 years, 2 and a bit years. But I'm originally from Royton in Oldham, and then I lived in Prestwich in Manchester for 52 years, and now I'm here by the lovely sea. Oh, there's always somebody with an opinion, isn't there? There's always somebody who knows, yeah. You're going to take Christine out. Yeah. Yeah, it's like when, the Queen died. Oh, people knew she'd got this and people knew she got that. Nobody knows what she had. They're not going to put it on her death certificate. They're not going to announce it to the world. They're not going to tell you. But people who knew somebody who knew that this was true and she died with this and she died with that, and nobody knows. They're not going to tell us. It's funny how many people who know what the real thing is. They don't. Just make it up as they go along. Well, it's like a friend. A friend, well, not a friend, a girl I used to go to school with. She was accused of murdering her aunt. Yeah. I knew her all through school. I knew her, whatever. And people are saying to me, do you think she did it? I said, I don't know. I weren't there. I wasn't standing by her side. I don't know if she did it or she didn't. You know, how can you, just because you know somebody from school, you know, you don't know what they were doing at that minute in time, whether she did do it, she didn't do it. You know, I don't know. And yeah, we knew it was inevitable, didn't we? But I mean, people have speculated all these different reasons why she died, and oh, we knew she had this and that and the other, and that's why she had bruises on her hand because it was this and it was that. We don't know. We don't know. They just put natural causes because she was 90 something, wasn't she? They're not going to tell you. They didn't tell you what happened to Prince Philip. They don't. They just Charles did it. Yeah, right. Yeah, he put the pillow over his mother's head, did he? Yeah, right. Okay. She was elderly and she was frail, wasn't she? So it was inevitable, wasn't it? But they'll not tell us. Even if there was a reason, yeah. How did I know that? No, I don't know that. I'm just being silly. The girl I knew, she got found guilty. She protested all the way, but I don't know whether she did or she didn't. They had that many appeals and everything like that, but I mean, I don't know. I wasn't there, was I? I don't know whether she did her auntie or she didn't. I mean, in the end, she died with breast cancer, so we'll never know. As I say, unless you're standing by the side when these events happen, you don't know. So it's no good speculating. And that's how the rumours start, isn't it? It causes all kinds of upset. And people sort of, oh, I know this happened or I know that. They don't know at all. They have theories, like you say. They have all sorts. Do I like Kim Woodburn? I don't know her. No idea. I think she was on that Kim and Aggie, wasn't she? But apart from that, I don't know her. She used to do a cleaning programme, I think, yeah. Yeah, I used to see her now and again as a cleaning lady, but I don't know her. So I can't say whether I like her or I don't. Don't know the woman. Saw her on telly a few times, but I don't think he needed any help, did he, getting himself destroyed? I don't watch it, so I don't watch This Morning, so I can't say, yeah. What's G doing now? I've never really watched This Morning. I can't be bothered with it. So it's immaterial who did who to what and wow and how and everything. Yeah, not interested. Oh, he's not sleeping. Well, perhaps he's not tired. He never used to be tired. He was always well awake, wake until all hours of the morning. I can remember when he was little, he never slept. I don't watch a lot of TV, to be honest with you. No, it's changed. I'm not one of those that's glued to TV. You know, I'm not a TV, as we used to call them, square eyes. I'm not a square eyes. My mother used to say that. If you sit in front of the telly too long, you'll get square eyes. We were never encouraged to sit and watch telly when we were younger. Telly went off, you know. It's been on for about 2 hours today. I put it on this evening while I was eating my dinner, but apart from that, it's not been on. Yeah. I used to put breakfast telly on when I was working, but it used to just keep me company and it used to keep me eye on the time, you know, when I was getting myself ready for work so I wouldn't be late. Because you knew what kind of time it was by whatever came on the telly, didn't you? So I used to put it on occasionally, well, when I was getting ready for work, you know. But I don't have it on all day long. It's not churning away in the background. Like some people put it on first thing in the morning and leave it on all day long. And yeah, I used to watch a bit while I was putting my makeup on and doing my hair, getting ready for work, you know, having my breakfast. But it used to get switched off, obviously, when I was going to work, didn't it? Because I used to have a TV and a computer, because the TV was above the computer. So I could have the computer on and I could have the TV above it. But now the TV's behind me and I have to keep going like that. I want to watch the telly. Yeah. So if I'm on the computer, then I don't watch the telly. You know, if I'm watching YouTubes or something. These days, it has to be something that I want to watch before I put the telly on. Some people, oh God, they watch everything, don't they? They watch a fly crawling up the screen, don't they, some people? They used to hate me at work because they were just saying, what did you think of so and so? And I'm like, I didn't watch it. What did you think of this? Didn't watch it. They soon stopped asking me because I never watched what they were watching. They watch all the soaps, you know, they were like be discussing what was going on. Coronation Street, EastEnders, Hollyoaks, whatever. And I'm like, no idea what you're talking about. I'm not into the sewing bee because I don't really sew. And they make some weird things, don't they? Let's face it. Some of the things they make are weird, yeah. Yeah, I'm not a telly addict, you know. My family upstairs, they tend to watch films, really, or box sets or something, you know, rather than the actual TV. I can't sew. Well, I sew a straight line, mend something. Well, I have a TV. It's company for me, Chris. You know, I won't say I don't have a TV. I used to sew when I was younger. You know, I used to sew things for to wear, but they were basic things. There were nothing really. There was no like Dior, anything like that. The dog nearly knocked you down the stairs. Well, she's a big dog. Should have got a Chihuahua, Jane. And then you'd probably trip over it. Yeah. Rosie's tall when she stands up. She comes right up to my shoulders, right up to here on me. When she wants to be in that mood, she puts her hands on your shoulders. She's not a big dog, but she's really like a whippet. You know, she's got a long body and she's slender. You want to do a boho bag? I'm lazy when it comes to sewing. I've got lots of things that want shortening because I think I've shrunk, you know, with my back concertina in down. It's a combination of old age and arthritis. I've shrunk, you know. I used to be 5'4". I think I'm about 5'2" if I stand on my tiptoes now. So all my dresses and things are too long. You know, I'm always tripping over them. Need a mass shortening session, but it doesn't happen. My son's always saying, "You got tripping over that dress." And also, I stoop, you see, so it's longer at the front than it is at the back now. Because when you're old, you know, you stoop over a bit. If you stand up straight like that, my dresses are the right length. But of course, I have a habit of looking down to make sure I haven't fallen up a step or something, you know. Caroline Bear. Oh, I've not seen one of them. We've got a French bulldog who's a pain in the and a Romanian rescued dog that's like Heinz 57 varieties, yeah. I can't hem things. I'm just lazy, Sean. You know, it's lazy trying to. I'll have to get my sewing out because I've got a little top that's for sale on eBay, and one of the sequins is fallen off at the front, but the spare sequins, like at the back of the neck, that wouldn't show. So I need to take one from there and put it there because it's obvious it's missing at the front. So, have you got a Romanian one? Yeah, we've got a Romanian Heinz 57. She's a lovely dog. She's really sweet natured. She's a bit barky though. But she's supposed to be a bit lurcher or whippet or something. She's, you know, a very slender dog, yeah. Oh, you've got a Pomeranian. I used to do doggy daycare with a Chihuahua. I love that little Chihuahua. My dog was a boxer crossed with a Staffy. And we had up to beginning of last year, we had a Rottweiler. But she passed away, she was 14. And I'm not keen on bulldogs. They have breathing. I mean, we're lucky with our French bulldog that she doesn't have breathing issues. Because she hasn't got the short snout, you know. You can usually hear them breathing from a mile away, you know. The only time she does that is when I'm trying to get to sleep. If I'm looking after her, you know, she has to sleep with somebody. She won't sleep in a basket. She's a pain. So she sleeps on the bed with me when I'm looking after her. And oh, God. She snores. She snuffles. She's... When she falls asleep, well, she's fine. Once she's asleep. Well, oh, dear. Boris Johnson. I don't know. I don't know Boris. Only seen him on the tower. I don't know if he snores. I am not. You'd have to ask his missus for that, wouldn't you? Oh, I stroke her and try and get her to stop snorting, but she's just a snuffler. How am I up to? Oh, am I heck? Nowhere near the armhole. That was a bit of wishful thinking, wasn't it? Look at that. I've got that much more to do before I get to the armhole. Oh, that was a bit of wishful thinking. Yeah, I'm like, oh, shush, Trixie, shush. Keep patting her. Look, shush, shush, shush. But she... and then she starts to snore. Yeah. She's funny when she barks. She's got the weirdest little bark you've ever heard. Really weird when she barks. I mean, Rosie's got a hair bark. She barks at anything. Anything. People 2 streets away that could cough. And she's... Trixie doesn't like the vacuum. But she chases the broom, you know, the brush, the long brush. She chases that. She hates the vacuum. She goes and hides. When her mum's vacuuming, she hides. But she was poorly last night. She had accidents. We don't know what she'd eaten. She's a beggar for eating grass and stuff. So we don't know what she'd eaten, but she had a poorly tummy last night. So there was a lot of cleaning up to be done today. Not by me. She seems okay now, though. Whatever it was, he's out of her system. Yeah. Oh, my Rottweiler. We had a full Rottweiler, and the one we lost last year was a Rottweiler crossed with a Alsatian or German Shepherd, yeah. Yeah, she only barks. She doesn't bark at nothing, if you know what I mean. She's not a barker at nothing. And she doesn't bark in the middle of the night. She goes to sleep. I mean, you can't hear her now. She's not made a sound. She's in the room here asleep. I mean, you've not heard her bark all the time. But there are some dogs that live around here that just, I think they put them in the garden, and she just barks and barks and barks. Some of the dogs do, yeah. Trixie rarely barks, and when she does, she sounds like, you know, like Muttley. It's like a little... She's really funny. She makes me laugh when she barks. She's a bit like Muttley, you know, the dog off that cartoon dog off the telly. Hey, Breen. What's it? Teetle? We're getting some names in here today. Oh, no, we wouldn't let her do that, no. Oh, yeah, we've got one of them, have we? Do you know, we haven't had one of them for a long time, have we? Yeah, Dastardly and Muttley, yeah. She sounds like Muttley when she barks. Yeah. Trolls again, yeah. We haven't had any of them for a while. There must be nothing on the telly. We always get the kiddie winkies, don't we, trolling when there's when there's nothing on the telly. You've just stumbled up. Well, I'm a bit big to stumble on, Dawn. You could stumble over me if you wanted. I'm like a roadblock. Oh, dear. It's funny, you know, we just said we haven't had any trolls for ages, and then we get one. Oh, dear. Yeah. No, ours bark if there's a reason. I mean, Rosie is a little bit hard to shut up at times, but she doesn't do crazy barking over nothing, really. She's just a bit barky. But, you know, when I'm with her, you know, I say, you know, shush, 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 good girl. Nothing to bark about, shush, 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 shush. And she quietens down, yeah. Oh, no, you're not a troll, doll. We just had a troll, that's all. No, I wasn't saying you were a troll, Dawn. We could tell the real from the fake, you know. I've got Chris on patrol. As soon as they start being a bit weird, yeah, off they go. We used to get them all the time. It was, oh God, little kids that used to be bothering us all the time, but we haven't had any for a while. I think they must think we're too boring now. Chris beat you to it. He's trigger happy as our Chris. You get if it's not Chris, it's Nathan. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Whistle, whistle. Yeah, it's usually Nathan who goes, "Is that a whistle?" Yeah. Oh, at one time there were pains in the backside. There'd be all the time. We'd get them all the time. It got so annoying at one time. You know, we just didn't know why I was suddenly targeted because I mean, it's not as if I'm an interesting person. You know, not as if I'm controversial or interesting, really. Pretty boring, really. If I was me, I wouldn't watch me. How long have I been on YouTube? Oh my goodness me, I don't know. Probably about 8 or 9 years. I don't know. I've never. Some people have it down to the, oh, it was such a date at such a year when I started. I can't remember. Cannot remember, to be quite honest. I don't know how you can make it somebody else's dog stop barking. I can make ours stop barking, but that's our dog. You know, she listens to me. You know, I let her have a bark and then I tell her that's enough now. You know, that's enough. Good girl for letting me know and all this jazz. I don't shout at her. I just say, "You're a good girl letting me know, but we don't need to bark anymore, do we?" And I stroke her like that, and then she stops usually. I don't want to stop her barking because, like, if there was an intruder around, you know, I would hope her that she would bark if somebody came, you know, up the driveway or came to the door or something. I want her to bark then because she's a house dog. She's a guard dog, yeah. 2011, did I? Oh my goodness me. That's a long time, yeah. Yeah, I think if if you're a dog owner, you should take responsibility for the non-stop barking, you know. Some people have a dog and they just shut them in the back garden, don't they, or the backyard, and they just either go to work or leave them, and then the dog just drives everybody else potty because it barks the whole time. Rosie barks when she hears something, you know, but she's a little bit trigger happy because she barks when we can't hear things, you know. She hears things that we can't hear. So that's when we have to sort of tell her that's enough, you know, stop it now. You're not sure you got on here speaking about the dogs. Oh, our dogs are walked, yeah. I know some people never walk the dogs, do they? You know, they just have them in the back garden. Rosie is a very, very active dog. She needs a lot of exercise. She's one of those dogs, she's like a coiled spring. She can go and walk for miles and miles and never get tired, yeah. She's just a very active dog. Because she's like you say, like a whippet or a lurcher. She's just likes to run, you know, and she'll run and run and run. I mean, they do take her out on the field and, you know, with a ball and let her run a lot of her energy off. Yeah, some people shouldn't have dogs. And I tell you what annoys me, we live on the seafront here and it can be a very, very hot day. and they have the dogs out, and I'm like, no, that it's concrete, and the concrete would be really red hot, and I'm thinking, poor little dog's feet, At least take them on the sand and let them go in the sea. If you must walk them in the heat of the day. We walk ours first thing, well, I don't, but they do. First thing in the morning and last thing at night, yeah. That we don't walk them. Oh, well, some people shouldn't have kids, that's true as well. Yeah. No, our little one doesn't need as much walking. I mean, she does go out with a big dog, obviously, but she doesn't walk as much because she's only tiny. Yeah. Oh, our dogs are always with somebody. They're very seldom left. If they're left, they're only left for a couple of hours at a time. There's either me in or the family's in. They're never really left on their own. They've always got company. If they have to go out, I'm usually in. If they go away for the weekend, I look after them. If I have to pop out, I just, leave them for an hour. That's about it, really. But they're just never left on their own, really. I mean, it's not fair. If you have a dog and you go out to work all day, it just isn't fair. And when I became, that I couldn't walk anymore, when I had my, boxer cross, I used to pay a dog walker. I couldn't really afford it, but, you've got to be responsible when you have a dog. You can't just, he was elderly and he didn't, run. I mean, obviously, when I was able to walk, I used to take him out 3 times a day. But when I got that I couldn't walk and stuff, I used to have a dog walker. She used to come 3 times a week, and then my next door neighbour would take him sometimes with her dog. And she used to say, I'll take Buster. Well, her and her partner. Somebody would have Buster and she'd have her own dog. So they used to take him. So, he was never left without a walk. Yeah. I don't think it's right that you have dogs and don't look after them. I mean, oh God, there's some little fat dogs around here, I tell you. They're being killed with kindness, I think. They're being fed scraps and all sorts of little fat dogs. I had to watch my dog because he tended to put on weight. Staffies do. Staffies, and it's like the French Bulldog. We have to watch her. She is an eating pig. She will eat all day long if you left her. You couldn't leave biscuits down. My Buster, you could leave biscuits down and he would just eat what he wanted, when he wanted, and stuff like that. But the little one, Trixie, she'd just scoff all day long if you left her. And I mean, the thing with French Bulldogs is they've got such little legs. So if they put too much weight on, they have leg problems, It's like Chihuahuas, they do as well. Gigi had a little bit too much padding, but he wasn't fat, but he had a bit too much weight. It depends if they're cuddly, doesn't it, really? Our Rosie's not cuddly at all. She will not sit on your knee come hell or high water. Trixie will, but Rosie, no. No. What time is it? What time is it, Mr. Wolf? Oh, it's nearly midnight. Nearly being Cinderella, aren't I? Well, I hope it's nice tomorrow. Trixie, she has some sort of oh God. She was on that one that you send away for, you know, that one they're supposed to mix for you. That one they deliver. But she's not on that anymore. I don't know what she's on now. You know that one they mix specially for your dog or something? Because she had one lot and Rosie had, yeah, Tails. She was on that, but what do I have planned this week? Tomorrow I need to make a video showing the wool I'm going to be putting on eBay. Monday, what have I got to do Monday? Oh, knit club. Tuesday I look after the dogs. Wednesday I have 2 knit clubs. Thursday is my cafe day. I go out and eat with my friends. Friday I'm having a pedicure. So it's a busy week this week. I've booked for the dentist for the filling, but that's not for a couple of weeks yet. Oh. Oh, I tried to keep busy. I was talking about this with Chris the other day and my friend the other day, that when you have constant pain, it's a sort of so easy to stay in or to stay in bed or to lie down or sit down or stuff. And I made myself a sort of do things. My attitude is I'm in pain no matter what I do, right? So I might as well be doing fun things or going out and doing things. You know, I'm not going to, I mean, I'm 77 for goodness sake. I'm going to enjoy what could be the rest of my life. I don't know how long I'm going to live. I know it sounds morbid, but I don't. So I'm not going to sit there going, oh, I'm in pain, I'm staying in, I can't do anything. I go out, you know. So that's what I do, you know. And I try not to let it show, you know. Paint a smile. Oh, thank you. You're so kind, Fabio. But you know, I try to paint a smile on my face, and because nobody likes Debbie Downer, do they? You know, we all know them, don't we? You know, the ones who enjoy bad health. Yeah. You know, the ones you're frightened of saying, "How are you?" Because you don't want to know, do you? You know, they then start, well, and you get half an hour then, don't you, of all their ailments? You're thinking, oh, sorry I asked. Yeah. My mum was a great groaner. Every time she did something, I know she was in a tremendous amount of pain. I know. But she would be, oh, and I used to say, Mum, can we do without the sound effects? And she used to say, well, you're in as much pain as me. You'll be like this. And I'm thinking, no, I won't. I mean, my friend says to me, why do you go sometimes? And I went, because I just do. Would you rather I went, or would you rather I screamed? You know, you got 2 choices. So I just do the silent, you know, the that bit. Oh dear. Oh God, yeah. No, but some people, don't you think some people enjoy bad health? You know, they do. You know, they live for their ailments. I used to go to one knit club, and they used to be like, it was like comparing ailments, you know. And I thought, I've come here for a bit of rest and relaxation. I've come here to do my knitting and have a bit of lovely chat. And it was like, oh, I've been such a thing. Oh, it's been this week. And I'm like, oh, what have I come here for? Yeah. My mother-in-law, oh, not very well. My mother-in-law was like that. Oh, oh, all the time she was. Oh dear. Yeah, I've had my share. My mother-in-law, oh God, she moaned all the time. Oh dear. Oh yeah, you got to moan on it. God, I went to counselling one time. I had a thing, about anti-diet. I just can't do a diet. At the time, I weighed a lot more than I do, 4 stone heavy than I do. That's 4 times 14 pounds if you're in America. And they kept saying, why could I not diet? And I said, it all came from like my marriage, and we used to go on about my weight and all stuff like that. And I wanted to speak to somebody, like I'm counselling, and I wanted to get it off my chest and how I felt about what had happened and stuff. And all he kept saying to me was, well, that was in the past. Let's move on. Let's move on. Time to move on now. And I'm like, no, I want to talk about it. So that was my brush with counselling. It didn't go down very well. I wanted to have a really good moan and get it off my chest. And all the angst I'd been harbouring. And he was just like, well, let's just talk about, let's just keep a diet sheet, shall we, and all that. And I'm like, I want to tell you about why I can't diet, why I have an issue with food, is why I want to talk to you about. And he kept saying, no, well, just keep a food diary and then we can discuss it about what you've been eating and what was wrong and everything. And I'm like, so in the end, I just said to him, I don't think you're much good. I don't think you're doing me any good at all. Yeah. But I thought that's what counselling was all about. I thought you got things off your chest and you talk things through. But whether I got the wrong kind of counsellor, I don't know. He was a crappy therapist, yeah. Yeah, but that's what you want to talk about, isn't it, Sean? You want to talk about why you've got an issue with A, B, C, and D. You want to talk about it, and I did. I wanted to get it off my chest about all what I had inside me that just kept going over and over and over in my head. And I just wanted to get it out in the open and to talk about it and maybe get rid of it out of my brain, yeah. But my therapist was rubbish. So, I hope you get a good one, Sean. I hope you get one that actually listens to you and doesn't start spouting stuff at you. It's like the pain management clinic I went to one time. I went to the pain management clinic. Have you tried distraction therapy? He said to me. I went, what do you want me to do? Well, think of nice things when you've got this pain. Think of things, distract yourself, read a book or do something like that. And I'm like, are you real? Are you real? I said, yeah, I do distract myself. I said, I bang my head against the wall when the pain's really bad. And he said, well, what do you do that for? I said, to give myself a headache, to take the pain away from my back. And he goes, that's not the kind of distraction thing I meant. Do a jigsaw, he said. Read a book. I thought, oh, God. I said, I don't think you're doing me any good. I said, I'll just go away and take my pills. Yeah, as if you can talk yourself out of whatever. You can try and occupy your mind or whatever. You can try it. It does work to a certain extent. But when your body's screaming at you on the days you're going with the pain, I don't think reading a book really works, does it? That's why I crochet frantically. The more the pain is, the faster I crochet. People used to say to me, my God, you crochet fast. My God, you get a lot of crocheting done. That's why I've got a shed full of finished garments, because that just shows how much distraction I was doing. Yeah. Yeah. But I find heat pads helps better. Heat pads and painkillers. Lying down does sometimes help, but I don't want to spend the rest of my life lying down, do I? As my dad used to say, you die in bed. Yeah. I don't know where he got that theory from. Because he used to say, if you lie in bed too long, you die in bed, yeah. Oh, yeah. My daughter-in-law says that. You should walk more. You need to take yourself up on the seafront and go for a walk. Yes. Do you think I don't want to walk? Do you think I wouldn't go for a walk if I could? Do you think I miss going for a walk? I loved going for a walk. But she makes it sound like I'm doing it deliberately. You know, oh, losing some weight. Yeah, well, I lost 4 stone. It hasn't made a whole lot of difference. And I know I need to lose a lot more. I'm still too chunky. Yeah. I'm still too chunky. Yes, I know it would make me feel better if I lost more. And I do know that, and I am trying. But I don't like the word diet. The minute somebody says you are on a diet, I'm like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I prefer to try to cut down. I prefer to watch what I'm eating to a certain extent. Having said that, I've just been eating chocolate. Mm. So, but I just cannot, and I cannot do diet clubs, you know, where they go, you've been a naughty girl today, you put 1 pound on. Or, who was the swimmer of the week this week? You've lost 2 pounds. I'm like, I don't respond to that rah, rah, rah bit, you know. Some people maybe do. I've had acupuncture to try and make me lose weight. I've had things in my ear. You know, you're supposed to press it when you feel hungry. Hypnotherapy to make me lose weight. Don't work. Don't work. The thing is, you can give up smoking, you can give up drinking alcohol, but you've got to eat to live. Yeah. So it's very, very hard. They can't say to you, right, you know, you don't eat anymore and you would lose weight. Yeah. I was once in hospital for 10 days and I had really bad stomach issues and I could not eat anything. All I did was drink water and everything. And I thought, oh my goodness, I bet I've lost loads of weight. When I came out of hospital, still not eating, I'd lost 1 pound. You know, I thought, oh, well, I've dropped at least 1 stone, you know. Nope, didn't. The only time weight dropped off me was stress when I was going through a separation with my ex. And it was before the separation when you're going through the argy-bargy and the, you know, all that bit before. That's the only time I've ever lost weight, and it dropped off me because I just physically could not eat. I couldn't at all. Every time I tried to eat anything, I felt sick. Yeah. And that is the only time the weight has really fallen off me. Now it's like 1 pound off, or 2 pound off and 1 pound back again. 3 pound off and 2 back again. You know, that's what I'm doing at the moment, like a yo-yo. I'm not putting it on, but I'm not losing it. Yeah. But I'm not really worried about it. I'm just trying to monitor it. I'm just not. But I'm definitely not going to Slimming World or something like that. I'm being told I'm a naughty girl. I like being a naughty girl. Grow old is gracefully. It's fun being a naughty girl. And I'm diabetic, so I shouldn't be eating chocolate. But hey, oh, do I care? No. You've got to have some fun. I said to my diabetes nurse, oh my goodness me. She said, you're shortening your lifespan. I said, at my time of life, I don't care. I said, would I live another couple of years if I don't have a chocolate bar? She goes, oh, well, you see, you'd be healthier and you might. I said, yeah, I might. I said, there's no guarantee, is there? I said, there's no guarantee that if you say to me, you cannot have chocolate ever again, you'll live till you're 100. I said, there's no guarantee. You can't tell me that. So therefore, I'm going to have a chocolate bar. Oh, your blood sugar's this, your blood sugar's that. I thought, oh, buzz off. I nearly swore then. I don't sit stuffing my face full of chocolates or everything like that, yeah. If I was young, if I was in my 50s, say, young, you know, and they said, you're going to shorten your life by 10 years, and I was like in my 50s, I'd be like, maybe I might take it a bit more seriously. But when you get to my age, you think, no, heck no. It might be a short life and a merry one, but, you know, take the chocolate. Yeah, you're right. Oh, yeah, I don't like that. The only one I did like, I went to Rosemary Conley when I was younger, and I could exercise, and it was exercise class as well as the weight. And she wasn't like that, you know. She wasn't, you know, oh, you've been a naughty girl or anything like that. She'd just say quietly to you, oh, you haven't lost anything, never mind. Better look next week, she would just say. But she didn't like bawl it out to everybody, like, you know, like, just put 2 pounds on this week, you know. She and we used to do exercises as well, you know. And, you know, she knew I had a bad back at the time, and she used to say, just do what you can. This was pre-myop, yeah. Just do what exercises you can. If you can't do an exercise, don't worry about it. Just sit it out. And I did. I lost quite a lot of weight with that, but I did put it back. That's by the by. Yeah. Some medications make you put weight on, don't they? You know, if they put you on steroids or something. You know. She keeps threatening me with insulin, but I keep saying, no, I don't want to take it. Is it compulsory? It's like my COVID jab. They've been trying for 12 months now to get me to have my 4th COVID jab, and I won't have it. I said, no, thank you, don't want it. Go away, give it to somebody else. Give it to somebody in the third world country where they don't have it. Give it them. I'm not bothered. Take my chances. Yeah, I dread having to go on steroids. I don't want to go on them. I take enough. Blooming neck, I rattle. Yeah. You've had your 5th jab. I got such a bad cough. If you remember, anybody who knows me, I coughed and coughed for months. I had a chest x-ray, I had a MRI scan, I had everything, and they couldn't find one thing wrong with me. And yet I was coughing myself stupid. And I blamed it on that 3rd jab because I was all right until before that. And it's worn off now. My cough's worn off and gone away, so I'm not going to chance it again. It might be a coincidence. They might say, oh, it's nothing to do with it. But you don't get such a racking cough when they cannot find a thing wrong with you. Yeah. So. Well, I'm supposed to have it because of my breathing difficulties and all that jazz, yeah. But yeah, I'm not. I'm just not. No. Are you going to bed now, Lizzie? Are you? Nighty nighty. I'll speak to you soon. Enjoy your holiday. Eat a sticky bun for me. Drink an ouzo for me. I like ouzo, and I like, what's the other one? Is it pastiche or something? The one that's a bit like the poor man's ouzo, yeah. Yeah, I used to love those little white baity things that they. I don't know. I think they're going to give jabs until. I think we're on them forever until we die now. I think they keep inventing a new jab, don't they, every year? I mean, not many people are dying with COVID anymore now, are they? I know a few people still are, but I think they've got other things wrong with them. I don't think many healthy people are dying with COVID. You get the odd one or two, I suppose you'll get that anyway, won't you? But I don't think it's like the big epidemic like it was. You know, I'll take my chances. I might get it and you might never see me again, you know. It might finish me off if I get COVID, but it's a chance I'm willing to take. I might get a million other things as well. I might get squished by a lorry like I nearly did the other week. The lorry driver's passenger waved me across the road. I set off to go on the road on my scooter and the lorry set off. So obviously you should watch the driver and not the passenger. So I nearly got squished by a big lorry. Yeah, I've been having boosters since I was in my 60s, really, because of, I've got breathing issues. But I'll have my flu jab. I've had my flu jab since I was in my 50s, really. I'll have that, but I don't want the COVID. Life is a gamble, isn't it? Let's face it, we never know what tomorrow will bring. And if that sounds pessimistic, I'm sorry. Yeah. Or you get knocked downstairs by Christine. Yeah. We never know what's tomorrow. I'm always grateful. When I wake up in the morning, I think, oh, another day. And if it's sunny, it's like, oh, another sunny day. When you're young, you think you're immortal. And then when you get into your 70s, you're like, hmm, the pearly gates are getting a bit closer, I mean, I used to say I'm waiting to get a telegram from the Queen, but now it'll be, if I do get to 100, it'll be whoever happens to be king at the time. It may not still be Charles. It may be William by then. So, maybe I'll make it. I've got an aunt who's 103, and another of my mum's sisters lived to 102. So, my mum's sisters were all in their sort of 80s, 90s. So I come from a line of people who live a long time, but you don't know. You don't know. Oh gosh, you need to talk to Chris about that, Shan, yeah. Yeah, the housewarming party that I went to, when my scooter had a tire blowout, she's got MS. And she's in a wheelchair now, but she's, what, 50 something? Yeah, I don't mind growing old if I've still got all my marbles, I don't want to be a burden. I don't want to be some doddery old crone in a old folks home, Don't want to be one of them, no. It's all right being 100, isn't it, if you've got your faculties, and you can still do things and you're mentally capable, yeah. But I don't want to be, I don't want to be a burden to anybody. I don't want to be, like stuck in an old folks' home and you can't do anything except sit and dribble. I don't want to be one of them. I'd rather just go, boom, gone. I've always said I don't want to linger in death. And we have a lovely subject. I'd rather just go to sleep and never wake up. My friend that's in a wheelchair, though, Sian, she's got an electric one. She buzzes about like nobody's business, yeah. Oh, gosh, I think I'd save my pills up if that happened. I think I'd save my painkillers up. Well, if you lost your marbles, I suppose you wouldn't know, would you? It's just you. I'm not scared of dying, that's not the problem. I'm just scared of a lingering death. I'm not one of them people who's terrified. It's just when it's your time to go. We've all got to go. We can't live forever. We're not immortal. It's part of nature, isn't it? Everything lives, everything dies. It's sad. It's more sad, I think, with its children or babies or young people who've had no life. I think that is a real sadness. But when it's someone who's lived till 80 and 90, I think, well, they've had a life, haven't they? It's more upsetting, I think, when it's somebody very young. Yeah. Oh, I'd get my son to put him in a drink. Just dissolve them pills in a drink. Maybe by the time if I get to 90, they might have legalised euthanasia. You never know. You never know. You might be able to decide, in another, who knows what another 10 years will bring. You might be able to decide whether you want to live or die. Could be. You could have it written, like you have that do not resuscitate. You could have this something else written in your will, couldn't you? If I lose my marbles, please. But like my son said, if you've lost your marbles, you wouldn't know. You'd be quite happy sitting there. Still, we shall all go one day. We could have live sessions when we get there, wherever we're going. Yeah. Do you think we'll be able to have Zoom meetings if we all go to the same place? We will all go together when we go. That used to be a song. I think it was Bob Earhart or something. When it was all on about the atomic bomb, it was a song that he wrote. And I always remember, we will all go together when we go, all consumed with an incandescent glow. It was when it was all oh gosh, I'm thinking about, it would be the 60s, where we were all thinking that we would have these atomic bombs and stuff. It's probably like Hiroshima, wasn't it? Or Hiroshima, however you pronounce it. Probably about that time. I can remember being frightened about it when I was a teenager, thinking we were all going to die with an atomic bomb. Oh gosh, that's too young, Rebecca. You had that song translated into Swedish. Yeah, I think it was called Bob Earhart, wasn't it, or something? I know it was a song. We will all go together when we go, yeah. I know my brother had it on an LP. I know it must be awful. A friend of my, well, not a friend of my son's. It's one of my daughter-in-law's sons. He passed away at 36 this week. A massive, massive stroke at 36. He just, that was it, gone. And, you know, I mean, it's dreadfully sad, but like I said to me son, I said, if the stroke was that bad, maybe it was better. You know, it sounds awful saying things like that, but, you know, would he have had any quality of life if he had lived, you know, after a massive, massive stroke like that? Don't we get on some cheerful subjects here, don't we? I've got to go to bed and go to sleep now. You know, I'll be thinking, will I wake up in the morning? But I should. And I would say, thank you for another day. Especially if it's a sunny day. And then maybe I can put my shorts on. And bare my knees and get them burnt again. I had to put my cardigan on tonight. It was a bit chilly. But sounds like my son's coming down. It must be time for the doggy's last wee. Yeah, I've done that while I've been talking to you. So I'm getting nearly at the end. I haven't finished though. It's got a border on. Got like a lacy border. You'd probably see me wear a cardigan, yeah. Yeah, we've lost a friend. Well, a couple of friends to suicide. And my cousin. Yeah. But you don't know what goes through people's minds, do you? What makes them do something? Obviously desperation. I love wearing dresses, I really do, Jane, but you know, I usually have to put an underskirt underneath because it's a bit chilly. Put a cardigan on, yeah. I mean, this is lovely, this top, but it's got no lining on the sleeves, so it was a bit chilly. Rosie's woke up. There we go. I've got to do the edging on it. It's got it's got a fancy edging on it. You can see it. I'll have to do the edging on the sleeves, edging all the way around, and then the fancy edging at the bottom. I've got to do it now. I've done it twice before. This one isn't for me. It's one of those you can do without thinking, you know. It's called Maypole. But, I've just dropped my hook. Where's it gone? Oh, that's great now. Oh, there it is. Oh, can't get down there. Oh. It's called Maypole, but I couldn't find the brand on it. I had a label in here because somebody asked me what it was. And it just said it was Euro Baby Maple double knitting. But I've had it a while, so... But there's no brand on it, no, you know. Just says 100% polyester. And that's all it says, Euro Baby. I think it says made in Turkey or something. Yeah, doesn't say much at all. You need the cardigan. You can still get the pattern, I think, on Etsy. I know it's a while I had the pattern, but I think it's still on Etsy. It's a Serdo pattern, 5942. But it's quite easy to do. It's just like, well, if you're in America, double crochets with a hole, isn't it? You know. And you did order the pattern, have you? Yeah. Yeah, I think you can buy it on. You can buy most things on Etsy, can't you? You get a PDF, you don't get the actual pattern. But, you know, I mean, I've even seen really, you know, sort of vintage patterns on Etsy. I mean, I don't like Etsy. I don't like their policies and I don't like the way they operate, but it's the only place you can get some of the patterns when you can't get them anywhere else. Yeah, yeah, I'm going to go too because it's gone midnight and I've done 3 hours and 21 minutes. Oh, you poor souls, I've bored you for all that all the time. Oh, you must love me. Out of that, you got now else to do on a Saturday night. You finish your boring grey cardigan. Do you know I'm not a lover of grey? I really am not. Yeah. You're going to be mean mama now. You're going to have to put the boot in, figuratively speaking, of course. Yeah. Tell him his Auntie Jan said it's bedtime, and if he's not in bed, I'm going to come and smack his bum. Not that it'll bother G. Right, Dawn. Thank you for joining us. If you've not joined us before, you could be a lurker, but you've not joined us before. And whoever else is left on here, I'm not going through all the names. It'll be like the roll call when we're at school. Yeah. So I'm not going to name you all and take your present or anything like that. So, yes, so thank you, Chris. You always say a lovely compliment to you, and I do appreciate it. Yeah, I really do. So good night to everybody, and I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day if you're in America and the rest of your night if you're in England. So I shall speak to you all very soon, and you may get a video from me tomorrow if you unlucky people. But it'll just be showing you what I'm going to put on eBay. So sorry if you're in the US, but it would cost me £29 to post anything out to you. So that would kind of spoil the bargain that you were going to get from the wool. Anyway, bye for now, and I will see you all very, very soon. Bye now.